Don't forget it's Valentine's Day.
Welcome to Very Biased Opinions, and we are live on Valentine's Day with all 5 of you lovely people. Good afternoon, Ian Allen.
Good afternoon, Thomas Pickering, and we're ready for a very romantic live stream from this afternoon. All credit to the Oxford United ground staff. We finally got this game going, not like those lazy Northampton hacks a few weeks ago. I believe this ground staff cleared something like 6 foot of snow and ice and muck off that pitch to get the game played.
Kassam said,
spare no expense, Kassam said, much like the Emperor building the Death Star.
Oh, going up?
Oh, actually, sorry, I got that wrong. He said, spend no money on it. Use no expense.
I heard they used industrial strength tools to like dig into the ground just to make it playable.
But credit to Oxford and credit for Wigan as well for accepting the fact that we pushed this game back 24 hours and then pushed it back another hour after that. So great that we can get this game finally on. And after yesterday's results, a great chance for Oxford to move on the cusp of the playoffs, Thomas.
Indeed, they could be 1 below Sunderland. It'll be a fantastic place to be, considering they were almost bottom of the table for the first 3 months of the season. So just absolutely nuts how the last 2 months have changed everything. Let me start, by the way, by welcoming Snobby Tank Gaming, VBO's #1 fan, who I believe is William Golder, Kip Mainston to the channel. Good morning, all.
Or good afternoon, all.
Good morrow?
Good day, yes.
Is that a thing? But yeah, no. Oxford have a great chance right now to move up the table, and let's really hope that they take it, because
yes,
we can see them knocking on the door.
From the visitors' point of view, they will be hoping to get somewhere near the result they got last time they came to the Kassam Stadium, where I believe they had a very tight and narrow 7-0 victory. But if anyone was at that game, let me know, because I was there, and that was something. They won on the weekend. They won midweek, and a win for them, I believe, would take them out of the relegation zone.
It's big. It's extremely big for them. They're going to be fighting, like we said in the pre-match. This is their chance now. They're in the scrum. They can fight for their freedom, and it could be a tight game, as much as I said 4-0.
Well, I think that a lot depends on. Sounds weird, right? Isn't it? Because it could be 4-0, but it could still be a tight game, and that sounds really weird, because it could be a sort of game that's like 1-0 or 0-0 for a long time, and then a flurry of goals just happen, because you get the feeling like a couple of goals. Oxford could break the back of this Wigan side quite early and force them to come out, or they could somehow manage to get a few goals late in the game.
They could get Leicester'd.
It's scoreline isn't necessarily show you exactly how the game planned out.
Yes. Snobby Tank Gaming says he's ready for the hype. VBO's #1 fan has reminded us to not forget it's Valentine's Day. And why do you think me and Ian are live streaming today? It's the best day of the year for us. Hey, baby.
I treated my wife to watching cricket, to watching football.
Excellent.
And to, bit of rugby as well. So, we've had the whole spectrum of sports on the telly today. She's had an absolute great day.
Yes, she's loving it. She says, treat me like this every day, Mr. Allen. Kip Mainston says, hello, Kip.
Hello, Kip.
BBO's #1 fan, William Golder, says, I'm risking a lot by coming back to my flat to watch this. You are indeed. He also says that he's heard a rumor they've already put Oxford United on the League One trophy.
Have they really? Wow.
Yeah.
That was good work. Good work by the scribe.
Snobby Tank Gaming is let down that there's no Aggie in the team today.
Yeah, no Aggie in the squad, I don't think, as well, which is amazing with all the changes. How he doesn't even make the matchday squad. It's last time he played, he didn't play very well, and Robinson had a massive, dug him out huge in the game against Fleetwood, I think it was, where he came on and played pretty poorly. But I like him. I think we both like the guy as a player, Tom, don't we? He's erratic, but he can do creative things.
He can. Is Jeremiah Sykes in the team this week?
Well, let's bring up the team news, Thomas. Let's bring it up, shall we?
Tell me when it's there. I got
team
you.
News.
It's there.
So, bit of a surprising Oxford lineup. There were some enforced changes, but 5 changes all in all, with Obviously, Ford coming in for Long, who's pulled a hamstring, I believe. Kelly starts in midfield. Barker and Sykes, Mark Sykes, Jeremiah Sykes, Matt Sykes, one of the three
David
start in the
Sykes.
wide positions. I believe that Barker will probably play on the left and Sykes will play on the right, because that seems to be where they play the best. And he's starting with Sam Winnall up front instead of Matt Taylor. So there's some surprises there. I do hope that he hasn't made changes ahead of the Papa John's World Championships.
Well, but it is the World Championships, Ian.
That would annoy me quite a lot, especially if we didn't get the result today. So it is a bit of a gamble from Robinson, but still a strong Oxford lineup. And Wigan have kept the same side that won their last game, very tight game against Northampton in a battle at the basement. They won it 1-0 with a late goal. But they are unchanged from that side. Obviously, the name that jumps out to me on their team sheet is Will Keane. He is clearly like their main focal point.
Is he like Will Griggs? He's like the modern incantation of him.
More like the modern incarnation of Robbie Keane.
Ah, excellent. Good to hear. Very quickly, William Golder says it's great to see Jeremiah Sykes playing, and it'll be good to see if Winnall can keep it up. Travers Powell, hello, your first comment of the day, says, "Come on, you Yellows."
Ooh. Come on, you Yellows.
Matthew Bowden, the ruler of the boom, says the lesser spotted Sykes is in the team.
Bowden, sorry.
Bowden.
Harry Maguire's just hit the post, Thomas.
Oh, for God's sake!
Literally
why do we still
the last 15 seconds of the game.
Great. Well, that's a title run over, but we don't need to think about that. Robert Allen, pessimistic brother Allen, is online and says, "Hiya lads, Sykes is playing. Has Robinson been sacked overnight?" I mean, this is a nuts team sheet from old Robbie.
I think he's 24-1 to get the Bournemouth job, Carl Robinson.
Lord Lucan asks if the game is definitely going ahead. He says before he signs up to watch it on what is it? Yes. iFollow or whatever. You follow.
Well, unless they've cancelled it in the last 20 minutes.
As far as I know, it is going ahead.
10 minutes to kick off. It's going to be no, it's going ahead.
William Goldilocks says it looks like it's going ahead. Bodinia says yes, the game is on. So I think we can all assume that the match has been cancelled.
Well, you should never assume, but I agree with you.
You enjoyed that, didn't you? What does it do, Ian? What does it do when we assume?
I don't know. What does it do?
I don't know. Oh, yep. My screen's just updated saying that Man United hit the crossbar. Good.
I certainly wouldn't like it to make an arse out of you and me, Thomas.
No.
But I couldn't be sure what assuming does.
Ian, somebody rightly stated, how did Carl Robinson not get manager of the month in January?
Who did? I didn't even look who did. Probably Darren Moore, I guess.
Oh, stuck on my keyboard. Hello. Manager of the month, League One. Thank you, Goggle. Who won League One manager? Accrington Stanley? No, that's December. Definitely not this month. Come on. Ian, quick, talk. Tell people things while I do this.
Sorry.
Steve Cottrell.
Was it really?
No, they've only got December.
From his hospital bed, poor old Steve. Well, I don't begrudge Carl him losing it to Steve Cottrell. He's not had he's been fighting COVID in his hospital bed with his I think, and Shrewsbury has continued some pretty good form, so I don't begrudge him for that. And
no,
we all know that
I was wrong.
Is cursed.
I was wrong. It's Grant McCann.
No way, was it really?
Apparently.
Wow. I don't know if that's true, but Hull obviously lost 1-0 yesterday to Milton Keynes Dons, and I was following some of the Hull folk on Twitter.
Yes.
And my God, there was a lot of anger towards Grant McCann. McCann out. McCann out was the cry.
Yeah, they're only second in the league. They must be doing something really wrong.
I think they've had scoring the goals have all dried up for them. They were saying. I think it's like they haven't scored in 3 or 4 games.
Oh, they're only
everyone's kind of
by
caught
2
them up,
points,
haven't they?
3 points.
But they were quite far ahead, and everyone's kind of caught them up. So they are going to remember what we said about Hull, Tom. They are going to be shitting themselves to what happened at the back end of last season, where everything just plummeted and their form fell off a cliff.
Truth.
It doesn't take much for you to start worrying about things like that.
It does not. Ian, did you see Burton won yesterday?
I did.
They are now
Impressive victory again for Burton. 2-0 win
2 points off.
away at someone.
I mean, they're 2 points away from 20th place. They're 3 points from being out of the drop zone now.
Mhm.
And 3 weeks ago, they were definitely down. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah, I mean he's
Jimmy
had three
Floyd.
wins out of 4, I think, hasn't he?
Yep. Jimmy Floyd for president. That's a availability, right? You can do that, right?
President of who? The Netherlands?
Yes. Yes, that
Fair
makes
enough.
sense. 3 minutes to kick off. Really quickly, Mike Fox has some good results in League One yesterday. We talked about that a minute ago. Grandstand Bettors says Oxford 2, Wigan 0, goals by Winnell and the Kelly.
Hey, you heard it here first. Grandstand Bettors, they know a thing or two about predicting sports.
They do indeed.
And he has been winning money off Oxford United for a number of weeks now.
Indeed. Something like 10 straight wins at one point. Shame about Wigan's situation, losing all their players in the summer, etc., says Mike Fox. Yeah, genuinely, the club is just been hammered in the last couple of years. It must be very tough to support Wigan right now. William Golder says, Goldilocks, please be nice to the viewers. My apologies, Monsieur Golder. Matthew, old Bowdinia says it was Grant McCann, Hull manager. Look what happened to Hull today. Yesterday. It's the curse you don't want.
In that case, I'm very surprised that Robinson didn't get it above.
It says it's because Hull accumulated more points than any other team in the month.
Okay. Well,
but I mean, that just means they played more games. Because
maybe
they definitely didn't win every game in January, did they? Maybe they did.
I look at some of these things and I'm just like, I wonder how much time they actually spend looking actually at it. Yeah. Like, and whether I imagine they probably spend a lot of time doing the Championship, and then League One, it's kind of like a half-assed look, and then League Two, it's just like whoever.
Yeah. Ian, did I predict an MK Dons win for yesterday against the Hull?
No, you predicted a Hull win.
Ugh, I'm a fool. I'm an absolute fool. Why didn't I back my Dons?
I know, I was surprised as well, but you did back Hull. Charlton 2, Gillingham 3. That was a shocker.
Yeah.
Great win for Gillingham.
Yeah.
That one. And then obviously the biggest, shouldn't be the biggest shock, but probably was, Sunderland 4, Doncaster 1.
Doncaster not falling apart because it's just 2 games, but ever since the Oxford game, I mean, apparently Oxford must have run ragged.
And I'm just going to say this now. It did make me laugh a little bit because those Doncaster fans, the few that did speak on our channel and a few that did videos on it, were so fucking cocky after they beat Oxford, talking about how their side's like, oh, because we change our tactics and we changed whoever we're playing against, and that's why we're so good. It's like, worked really well in the last 2 games, didn't it? Worked so well.
Mike Fox says MK Dons are the better team, according to Hull fans. Bodinia says MK are a formed team now. Mike Fox says Burton will survive. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has got them playing. He does indeed. He is the Messiah.
Yeah, I think it looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like they brought in a lot of new players and it seems to be working. And I agree. I said it on the League One video. I think Milton Keynes Dons are going to be a really difficult side for everyone to play. Russell Martin done a really good job there, and it's kind of the blueprint he's put in place is really starting to pay dividends, I think, over there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Same with Plymouth. Plymouth are really, really pushing for the playoffs now.
Yeah, so I was going to say, the next comment from Mike Fox was that Oxford, Plymouth, and MK are all in the best form in the league. And yeah, they are. Plymouth, out of nowhere, going on one of their little streaks.
Since I don't think Plymouth have lost since we beat them back in like mid to end of December, and so they've been on fantastic form. And it is bunching up though, isn't it? There's loads of clubs all within a few points of each other, some with like loads of games in hand and all that malarkey. But they're changing ends. They're changing ends, Thomas, using that old man of ground tactic, the away side.
It slopes down.
Talked about before.
It slopes down.
So Oxford are not kicking towards the London Road end in the second half.
Ian, really quickly, I'm watching Daichi Kamada and I've only just realised it. This is pretty exciting stuff for me.
We will be kicking towards the Jim Smith stand in the first half, and in the second half we'll be kicking towards the Firoz Kassam Memorial fence, and Oxford are in their beautiful yellow kits, and Wigan are in red. We're just about to get this one underway. We take a knee. Take a knee.
Indeed. I see there's been lots of controversy with the knee recently.
I mean, some clubs have. Brentford have come out and said they're not going to be taking a knee anymore.
Interesting.
It's weird. I mean, like, I think it's like, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I do think like sometimes it does just come across as like a token gesture.
Yeah. Also, just feels like free good press, and if you don't do it.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's not a great image for your club, is it? To like, because people are always going to take the kind of the view of you don't support the movement.
Yeah. But it is such an easy gesture, I suppose, that when you don't do it, it's like all you guys had to do was kneel. That's all you had to do to not get bad press was like literally you just had to kneel. The rest are doing it. But okay, good. So Oxford have kneeled, so we don't have to give them any bad press or a bad message. These are heroes.
And indeed, don't have to give Wigan any bad press, Thomas, because they kneeled as well.
Good point. Have they kicked off yet, though?
They have kicked off. From what it looks like, Oxford, obviously, we know Oxford plays same tactics every week, but it looks like MK Dons, as you said, Thomas, in the preview video, are going to be playing 4-5-1, which was their route to success in their last game as well. I would imagine.
Call them MK Dons.
Did I call them MK Dons?
Wigan, right? Sorry. Good, right. I'm not nuts. Cool. Yes.
I would be amazed if they didn't target Anthony Ford in this game, and I imagine that's what most sides will be doing over the next few weeks as their best route to get at this Oxford defence. Obviously, the stand-in right, quote unquote, stand-in right back for Sam Long. I mean, he wasn't great when he played against Bristol Rovers in the week. He did better in the second half than when he came onto the game, but he's got to prove himself what he can do at right back, and he's got a number of games to do it. So we will see. But he's lost the ball straight away, and MK Don's running on goal, and I think that's Will Keane, but he won the ball back, and he's kicked it out for a throw-in. So a bit of yin and yang there straight away from Anthony Ford. It's as if he heard me.
Really quickly, Matthew Bowden says the ref has eaten all of the pies. Lord Lincoln.
I mean, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to leave that one for Tom. Being rather a husky gentleman myself, but yes, he does look like he's enjoyed the buffet table one or two times. Ball bouncing around inside the box, and Oxford. Oh God, that's not a good start. Oh,
conceded.
Oxford failed to clear it, and then they instead of just kicking it up the field, they tried to keep possession, and they lost it. And Milton Keynes Dons have won quite a cheap corner. So
excellent. That's what we'd like to hear.
Yes.
Milton Keynes Dons have won a corner. Are you going to call them MK Dons the entire of this broadcast?
I think I will. I don't know why. I'm sorry. That's twice, isn't it? So Milton Keynes Dons with the corner. Wigan with the corner. Swung in, and it's gone harmlessly out of play.
Unsurprising. Grandstand Better says USA team stop doing that like Americans do. It's not the flavor of the week anymore. Yeah, the knee. We've already talked on it. It seems pointless not to do it, but good. 3-1.
But was that something they were doing? Was that something they were still doing in American sport? Because I know that's come in the UK since lockdown's come back, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it seems like taking a knee is something that's been going on for quite a while in the States.
Well, apparently, no longer, as our expert in betting, Grandstand Bettors, has pointed out. Not the flavor of the month anymore. It's starting to lose. It looks like some people are starting to lose faith in it here. Yeah. Lord Lucan says it's going to be 3-1, and that the Oracle has spoken. Lord Lucan, you understand that you're going to owe us a house and a cat soon. I hope that this is becoming very apparent to you. We are savants. So, MK Dons have started this game the better of the two sides, and they've got a chance to load the ball. Keep MK Dons again. I'm sorry, I'm not even doing it. I'm not even doing it to do a bit. I'm literally getting it wrong every time. Wigan have started the better of the two sides, and they can chance to hurl a long throw-in into the box, which breaks to Fordy, who clears it, only to go back straight to a MK Dons player in the box. And what is happening? Who is the side pushing for promotion here, folks? MK Dons.
I'll tell you, Oxford's 6s and 7s, but they get it away to Matt Sykes. Go on, Jeremiah. Jeremiah Sykes with a chance
Up
to
the
break
pitch,
clear.
Jeremiah.
Oh, man, I tell you, Oxford's Amish following will go up through the roof if Jeremiah Sykes
It's actually one of the reasons Carl didn't want him to play.
regularly.
Kept turning up late to training because he didn't have a clock. Judges training time
That's
based on
not
where
no.
the
That's not the Amish way, Thomas. He would be there fucking like 5 hours early for training.
Did
like,
you
helping to like the training ground?
Did you see his interview? For I'm assuming it was the Oxford Mail, where he talked about Jeremiah, where he talked about how much time he was putting into training and how hard he was working, and how some people would have thrown their toys out the pram, but he's using this as motivation. And
I mean, I didn't see it, but I saw that I saw something that said he's looking to like cement a first team place, and it's good. It's not like what I would. It's not completely unexpected. I'm glad that we didn't lose him, or like Robinson didn't send him out on loan or anything like that, because I'm a big fan of him, and I do think he's been a bit harshly treated by Robinson, and I don't think he should ever be too far away from a starting place, really.
No, we both very much rate Jeremiah, don't we?
But it is good to hear. It's good to hear that he's
taking the constructive criticism in the manner it was meant. That's what we'll call it. While I was at that, Pessimistic Brother Alan says that he missed the start of the video. What did I make of the MUFC score? I don't know what MUFC stands for, Pessimistic Brother Alan. I have no idea what you're talking about. Gary Davies says, who's going to win on Tuesday night? Who are they playing on Tuesday night? Anyone know?
Oxford are playing in the Papa John's World Championship semi-final against Tranmere Rovers.
I would suspect them to beat the second best team in Liverpool.
Forward crosses headed away by Wimbledon, but only out to Branners, who wins it back on the edge of the box. But Ruffles can't loses it, and Winnell loses it, and Oxford win it quite high up. Ruffles has got the ball back now on the left-hand side, and it's gone for a throw-in.
Excellent.
Started to at least we started to attack. That's a good sign. But I mean, I don't think we're gonna have started the game pretty well. I think they're doing well.
Yeah,
it's only 7 minutes in.
I mean, to me, it's the end of the world. And we should sack Carl after this.
Yeah, I know.
Paul Mooney.
Certain games, don't they? Like one side starts well, and it's like and they treat it as if like the other side's never going to get back into the game.
7 minutes in, and they barely had a sniff. This Wigan team smell blood. What? Wigan down 1-0. Wigan go on to lose the match 18-0. Paul Mooney says, "What do you make of my crazy team Sunderland? I have no idea which team will turn up week to week. What do you think, Alan?"
Right, so Oxford fuck around with the ball again, and they lose it, and Wimbledon play a ball over the top, and the guy's got the goal on the edge of the box. He plays the back heel, and it goes behind their winger, which gives Oxford a chance to regroup. But it's still Wigan with the pressure in this
finally.
Game. Sorry, man. I don't know why. I'll get it right in a minute.
This is obviously incredible. I love it.
It's ridiculous. I don't know why I'm doing it. And Ruffles cuts the ball out, and Oxford can get on the front foot now. Barker, go on, Barker. I want to see Barker running at them. Gets a chance to. He's got such pace. He gets to the byline. Good cross in. Not a very good clearance by MK Dons, but they do get it away. But that's the first chance Barker's had to run at the Wimbledon left. God, what am I talking about? At the Wigan right back.
You had a full night's sleep. This is insane.
I know. First chance for him to run at the Wigan right back, and he looked really good. He's got so much pace, and I like the way he's very direct with the way he plays. He's just not messing around. He's just going to get the ball and run at people.
Drive. Yeah, but when
Kelly gives a wedge.
Shh, don't talk about Kelly. It'll raise your blood pressure. We already know this. What do you think of Sunderland then, Ian, and the fact that they had a huge win over Doncaster? I know we talked about it a little bit, but we have been asked the question.
I think the same. I think you summed it up in the question, really, didn't he? What do you call him? Crazy club or roller coaster club? Did he?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, that result came out of nowhere, just like all the times where you have those weird draws and defeats to sides you should beat come out of seriously nowhere. it's. I mean, I'm sure you agree that one win is great, but that's got to be the start of something where you become more consistent. And
100%.
If they can put the run of form together that their squad suggests, then they've got a chance. They've got as good a chance as automatic promotion as anyone.
But if they honestly, if they can't start winning 3 out of every 4 games, basically, I think teams like Oxford are going to overtake them, and I think they're going to
possibly
sit just outside the playoffs if they can't sort out this random crazy form and losing to like Shrewsbury. And stuff.
We've already seen some of the other sides have a bit of a dip in form. And Sunderland have if Sunderland can put they do need maybe they do need to win 3 or 4, but you're not going to get up into the top 2 if you're not winning a lot of games. Is it? That's the same in every league every time. So throw into Oxford deep inside their half. Winnall holds the ball up well, but gives it straight back to Wigan. There we go, got it right that time. And not much happening in this game. That one solitary Brandon Barker run, the only bright spot for Oxford, and Wigan have had a couple of decent chances to get across in. They had a corner, but nothing. But it's a bit scrappy. Nothing great so far. Didn't get the goal in the first 10 minutes I was hoping for. All right, free kick. Oxford win a free kick. Cheap one, but what do you reckon? When do we start getting nervous? What time do we start getting nervous that they haven't scored? Half an hour? Right. Oh, Winnall's offside. It's what do we think then, Oxford? I mean, let me know your thoughts on what you think about the team selection, Oxford fans. Do you think it was good that Robinson changed all these players? Are you happy that Winnall's starting up front? Are you happy that Shadipo's not starting? Would you start Kelly in the midfield? It's a massive change.
I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened there. The sound just turned off for me. Can you hear me now?
I thought you were a bit quiet. Okay, you're fine.
I will try and catch up on some of these comments. Matt Bowden says it's an edgy start for Oxford. Grandstand Bettors echoes this, but says it's an edgy start for Ian.
I've not been good. I've been calling Wigan every other team in League One apart from Wigan.
Wimbledon and MK Dons is my favourite.
It's not been a good start. Yeah. It's because they're not playing in their traditional blue and white.
Yeah, your sound has gone nuts. Interesting.
Mine?
Yeah, it says, whoa, audio's gone mad, just Ian's audio. Ian, you've gone really echoey. You echoed out on mine, and I lost you for like a full 10 minutes.
I haven't touched it at all, so I haven't done anything on my end.
They're saying it's very echoey. I know you hadn't done anything. I was literally just sat here and you disappeared, and now they're saying it's going echoey for them. Is it getting any better, loyal viewers, with Ian's audio? Ian, say something for me.
Hello, loyal viewers. How am I echoing? Echoing.
Oh, I know what's wrong. Hold on.
He's a man that can fix many problems. Right, go on. Oh, fucking hell, Kelly. You're so bloody weak in that midfield. Well done, Sykesy. Won the ball back. Chance going to Oxford happy to keep a little bit of possession, spent with Stevens. Settling came down. Tom having a...
Ian, you're going to have to stop talking.
Okay.
The problem is basically that it's coming back through here. And I need to get these headphones connected, and my computer is having a fit trying to do that. So I am going to keep trying that on my end. But unfortunately, I may have to switch to the other headphones because this is not working, is it? Oh, this is just really unfortunate. All right, Ian, you may speak. I will be back with a different set of headphones.
Okay, well, we actually had a shot on goal then. I think it was Alex Goran trying a ridiculously speculative effort from like 35 yards, maybe further out, but it got it on target, and the keeper had to punch it behind for a corner. So first quarter of the game for the Yellows. What a random goal that would have been, for especially as I was on mute and I couldn't do anything about it. But what a random goal that would have been for Oxford. I mean, but we've got the chance now from the corner. Let's hope, as always, the quest for Rob Atkinson's first goal goes on. I haven't bet on him, but let's see what we can do. Swung in. And it is cleared only as far... Well, it's cleared back to the halfway line. Kelly just to punt it back in. Looks like it's going to be the keeper's easy ball. Keeper smacks it forward really quickly, but that looks like that's going to go all the way through to Jack Stevens, which it does. And Oxford on the attack again.
Oh, right. There shouldn't be any echo. I'm now connected via cord. This is unfortunate because we had the Snowball mic and it was working and everything was great, but apparently the Snowball mic and the wireless headphones have just had a fit with each other. And yeah, the audio has just been some weird stuff. But Ian, very quickly, we have to thank Shepherd the Sixth for super chatting us. He says, Oxford is my third team behind Man United and Derby, hoping they make the playoffs.
I don't like that. I don't like that. We might give that money back. It should be your first team.
Well,
second ahead of at least Man United.
I mean, Derby, we understand. Yeah.
Man United couldn't even beat Brom today. Tom, what are your thoughts on that? But thank you also as well. Really, thank you.
Yeah, genuinely. Thanks a lot, mate. It's bad. I mean, it's what I think the second worst team in. It's the second worst team. Tom took this tagline
away from me. Great. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just absolute garbage that we couldn't beat a side like that, and it's also unsurprising because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer barely has tactics at the best of times, and it's always his fault as far as I'm concerned.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that yes, the tagline I liked for the channel was, if you're looking for detailed football analysis, you're probably in the wrong place. But Thomas took that away from me. But when you hear incisive analysis of, yeah, it was bad, you know he's on point, folks.
I was getting my thoughts together, you know. I had to decide whether to attack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Harry Maguire, and I was picking my target. And while I did, I played for time.
Right. MK Dons with a ball into the box from a free kick, but it's harmlessly headed behind. MK Dons again, Wigan, and I think that Man United, it was such a soft goal they conceded at the start of the game. I mean, just Lindelof really, really weak as well on it. Like, he really just got bullied out by their centre forward. But another Fernandes did his best to bail him out with a great goal just before half time, and you'd have backed Man United to do the job in the second half. I mean, I must say that is apparently the 22nd point that they've got from losing positions this season. Top of that group, top of that statistic by a mile.
Yeah, I mean, it's worrying how often they concede for being the best scoring team in the league.
The downside of that statistic.
Yeah, it's just frustrating that, like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer basically, I understand that title talk was too early when we topped the table, but it was almost like, we're not going to win it. No, trust us, we're definitely not going to win it. We're not here to win it. We're not even here to compete for it. We're just here to play football. And it's like, the Man United ethos has changed so much in the way they talk about games and stuff. Like, you never get Fergie not talking about trying to win the league. Ever.
Well, which is the sort of thing you'd expect to hear from, and no disrespect to them, it was the sort of thing you heard from Leicester when they were on their title run with Ranieri.
Yeah. Honestly, though, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I think, it was an odd message why you would try and downplay it.
Yeah.
As if you're happy with just top four, but winning the league is a little bit too far out of your depth.
It just seems nuts to not be like, it's great to be up there challenging. We're really happy with our, like, you know, that sort of message. Like, this is where we want to be, and we're there right now. So, you know, right now we're getting it right instead of, we're not going to win it. No, we're not playing for the title this year.
Question to Oxford fans, changing the subject back to this game. So we just saw Rob Atkinson there try to shepherd the ball out of play, and nearly got done by it. It was fouled. Don't think it was much of a foul, but the foul was given. We saw on Tuesday night, there was one time I remember him like dilly-dallying with it when he could have just kicked the ball out, tried to be too cute, lost possession, and Bristol Rovers nearly scored. At what point in the season is Atkinson going to do that and it's going to cost us a goal? Because I'm sure it's going to happen, because there's times where he thinks he's a better centre-back than he is. And sometimes he just needs to just kick the ball out of play. Play it safe.
I will quickly get through some comments so that if anyone does respond to that, we can talk about it. Thank you to all of you for contributing about the sound issue. Noah Hay, Grandstand Bettors, William Golder, thank you all for that. Pessimistic Brother Allen says, Wigan do look shaky. William Golder says, well done, Tom. Will, the kindness coming from you right now. Thank you.
I'm not used to it. Must be
warms
Valentine's
my
Day,
cockles.
So one day a year. Here goes Rob Atkinson, marauding run, but loses the ball.
Shepherd the Sixth says, Tom, it doesn't surprise me. We need to be better if we want to win the Premier League. Yep, there's just literally no questioning that. It's just garbage. William Golder, there we go. He's reverted back to form. Been saying it for Muncie and sack Tom. I've submitted my resignation multiple times. He won't take it. Apparently, I'm integral.
Made the mistake of giving him tenure really early on.
Fool. Tom sums up, Pessimistic Brother Allen says, Tom sums up MUFC's woes better than Roy Keane. It's bad.
I don't know about that.
It's bad.
I don't know about that.
William G says, now I've seen him fix the audio. I'll change that to move him to support and hire a new host who knows about football.
Yeah.
I am now the producer.
The ball out to the wide where Anthony Ford can deliver a cross, but it looks like it's a crap one. And if it looks like it's a crap one, it's because it is a crap one. And it goes out of play. And it is a goal kick to Wigan.
We got it right, folks, on the 15th time of trying.
No doubt another MK Dons one will sneak in there at some point.
Maybe Wimbledon again. That was pretty good.
Yeah. At least Wimbledon's the right letter at the start. MK Dons has got nothing to do with...
No, you've got Milton Keynes in the brain, clearly.
I supported Oxford not playing in white. I always think they look so much bigger when they play in white.
Piss off. Man City are now going to win the league for sure, says Noah Hay. Shepherd the Sixth says he thinks that it will come back to haunt Oxford on the last day of the season. Robinson always messes up when Oxford need him the most. Uncomfortable, stressed out face 3 times.
Does he? Evidence of that? Playoff final.
Garbage playoff final. Garbage
playoff final. But Swan Oxford still should have bloody won. I know ifs and what's, candy and nuts and all that stuff. But chance to break forward. It's with forward. Come on, Oxford, get forward. Get forward. Elliot Moore has the ball at the back.
Excellent.
Wigan are pretty similar to what we saw Bristol Rovers do. They've got no interest in pressing Oxford up high. Not going to wait till they get into their half before they even attempt to try and win the ball back. It's the best pitch to play football in, but Sykes has got in behind on the right-hand side. Chance to cross. It's a good ball in. It's just over Winnell's head though. Otherwise, he would have got. I'm sure he would have got a good header on it. But that was a good play by Sykes. Good cross. Just a touch over Winnell, but good ball in behind as well.
It's got to be better, Ian. It's got to be better. Jeremiah must be perfect, otherwise he's not playing again, ever.
Oh yeah. I
know. William G says, I didn't say integral, he said in the way. It's quite possible I do get in the way. And Grandstand Bettors says, who is the Wickham of League One this year? Overachievers that have a chance for promotion, but likely will be right back. Ian, do you want to say the obvious, or should I?
Well, the obvious one is Accrington Stanley, isn't it?
Yes!
I'd say that if you compare the way Wickham played last season to the way Accrington's played, I would say Accrington are probably a lot more positive in the way they play. They probably have a lot more of the ball and they create a lot more chances. But you would have to say if they did go up, that they would be hugely out of their depth. But I mean, that would be from a football. If you're looking from a romance of the football league point of view, it would be a wonderful story to see them in the championship.
And don't forget, Accrington are playing Hull at 6:00 tonight. But
no, they're not. They're playing Lincoln.
That's what I meant. I was going to talk about the fact that Doncaster are probably the only team right now in the playoffs that we didn't expect to be somewhere around the playoffs at this point, aren't they? Like, we expected Hull to be up there, Peterborough to be up there, Portsmouth to be up there, Sunderland to be up there. We really did think Lincoln would have a chance. So
MK Dons have a chance to get the ball into the box, but it was fouled. Goran literally fouled Will Keane there, I think. 4 or 5
on
times.
Purpose.
I'd be amazed if he doesn't get booked for that. He honestly just tried to drag him down and the ref played play on, and then Wigan lost it. So you should have gone down the Wigan guy. It would have been better off with a free kick. Oxford are on the attack now. Sorry, Tom. With Ford, they cut it inside. Who's number 30? Is that Liam Kelly?
The Caligula?
Gotta be.
Hold on. 28 is
forward,
Kelly. 30 is Barker.
Really, what the hell was Barker doing there?
Barker
was in the middle.
So to all of our listeners, I hope you have a beer with you. Every single time Ian calls Wigan, Wimbledon or MK Dons, you drink.
Did I say it again?
Yeah. It's great. I'm really enjoying this. I was asleep before this, but I am more on than you, except I don't know anything about Oxford, so why I'm even here is questionable. Rad says, is it still 0-0? Yes, it is. Simon Harding says, Oxford been close anytime? It doesn't sound like it. Have they?
They had really the best chance they've had, or the only shot on target has been a really long-range effort from Goran, which was a good effort, and the keeper palmed it out for a corner. But other than that, no, nothing, not really that close. But nothing from Wigan either. So it's just a pretty scrappy game. Hasn't really settled down yet.
Shepherd the Six says Oxford played so well all of last season and then looked like a non-league team in the playoff final. They truthfully, they carried that over a little bit into the season. They had real scoring problems come the very end of last year in the playoffs and at the beginning of this season, but they're back to looking almost unplayable most of the time. Pessimistic Brother Alan says, come on Oxford, don't blow it. That's what I expect from you, Brother Pessimistic Alan.
I honestly think that is a really harsh comment, and not the fact that they played poorly at the start of this season, but to say they look like a non-league side is really harsh. I thought that game against Pompey, but Sykes with a cross-in cleared by Wigan, and then it comes straight out, and obviously Kelly can't control it and slices it out for a throw. Well played, Liam Kelly. I thought that game against Pompey was very, very attritional from two very rusty sides that Oxford did well to guts out and do well. And that game against Wigan, Wickham, they were slow starters, but they had chances in that second half to win it. There were a lot of chances to win it. There was good defended by Wickham, and then an inexplicable mistake at the end by Elliot Moore and Eastwood.
Yeah. No, that was such a weird game.
And I don't think you can legislate Carl Robinson for those sort of individual errors.
I can legislate whatever the hell I want. Right, Alan? Whatever I want.
Legislate's the right word, I'll say, but you can't blame Carl Robinson for that.
Yeah.
So Oxford Barker with the ball on the edge of the box. Chance for a shot. Goes straight up against the Wigan player, who does well to stop it going out from the corner, actually. Can Oxford win this ball back up high? They do. And Goran's got it inside the Wigan half, but Kelly's obviously not going to win that ball because he's too weak. And Wigan can pump it forward, which they do. And a straight ball has got them kind of in beside, but Rob Atkinson makes a great recovery challenge. It looked like he was going to be beaten in behind then, which would have been a really soft chance to give away, but he did well and recovered it.
William Golder can't afford enough beer to play that game. I know, you'd be absolutely hooned. And Robert Allen has super chatted us. Thank you, Pessimistic Brother Allen. We love having you here. Thank you. Ian, hands down.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The human statue strikes again.
I like that the only time you say something nice to your brother on this is when he super chats us. This is why he does it, so he can hear something positive from you at some point.
Let me tell you, Wigan have a corner for this chance for them to get a ball into the box and to get a chance. Oxford need to defend this well.
Are they?
And sorry, I was very silent. They did head the ball away. It came to the edge of the box. It's still with Wigan, but Oxford have cleared the initial danger, but they do have a chance to get a ball back in, which they do. And Oxford managed to clear that one again, not fully. And again, it's come for a third time. Wigan get a chance to get a cross in, but Brannigan's done well, and he's won a throw-in. And so Excellent. Danger avoided. But we can talk about any other manner of things on this channel as well. If you want to talk about any of the Premier League games or any of the League One games or any of the cricket that's taken place over the last few days, I'll be happy to talk about any of that. Just let us know.
talk about how I think that everybody should be allowed to paint their own post boxes that are near their home, and that we should all have the right to do that.
Pretty key to last weekend.
That was an integral part of all the conversation we had last week. What am I looking at here? Robert Allen, thank you again. If Stevens had played in the playoffs, would we be a championship side right now? I suppose it's possible.
Did save some penalties in the semi-final, if I recall.
He did. Yeah, he was good until then. Joel Mandrel, hello. Thank you for being here. Says Oxford win this by at least 2 goals. Definitely felt
Hope so. Need to start creating a bit more though. Half an hour gone, then really created too much.
Yeah. Shepherd the Sixth, I understand what you mean. Maybe I'm a little harsh, but it just upset me that Oxford were right there to be in the championship and they didn't do it.
Yeah, it's a massive missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that.
Ian, did you know that I'm watching current League 1 leaders Lille
really?
right now? Mm-hmm.
You're watching Lily?
I'm watching Lily versus Brests.
You're watching Nicolas Pepe's Lily?
Nicolas Pepe.
Okay, Oxford try and come forward through the middle. And it's with Goran, and it's played out to the ever-brilliant Liam Kelly, who stumbles on the ball but gets it back to Goran. And... come on, do something with it, Kelly. Do something. Oh, good pass.
Was it a good pass?
Creeping forward slowly. Oxford are trying to get something going. Good ball forward, which Sykes and Ford kind of left for each other. And yeah, I didn't think they were both appealing for a corner, but it looked like the Wigan guy kicked it off Ford, and indeed he did, and it went out for a goal kick. And that was a good ball in behind, but Sykes and Ford just kind of wanted to. They were like both of them kind of ran away for it rather than running towards it, and which was a shame.
William Golder says we can talk about rugby and how Wales are the greatest nation to have ever graced the sport. I personally don't. I don't do rugby, so I'm not going to comment.
Hey, I mean, that was a hell of a comeback against Scotland.
Yeah.
Last minute, you must have been Wigan with a chance to cross again, but it's cleared. I nearly did it. And,
everyone drink.
Just creating chances quite, it's not difficult for them to play in behind as well. And they got another great chance here. And again, it's a crappy cross in. And the guy should have done a lot better from Wigan there. He had a lot of space out on the left-hand side in the penalty area. And he's overhit the cross. With two players running in.
This is one of the things that I highlighted in the pre-match was that they don't create a lot of chances, and when they do, they don't really have a goal scorer to put them away most of the time. It's been a tough year for them. It's been a really tough year in that respect. Do you know Jose Font still plays football? He's either playing for the Lille or the Brest, but he's playing for one of them. I can't tell which team's which because the league doesn't show me.
Why do I know Jose Font? What's
Southampton? Very good looking, like right back or center back.
Because in player or practice?
Just a gorgeous human being. Yusuf Persona, hello, says, "Come on, Oxford, this is a home match."
Come on, Oxford, he's not wrong.
Facts.
He's not wrong there. He's not
Facts.
wrong. Although, who would really call the Kassam Stadium home?
I mean, glorious home, wonderful home, 3-walled home.
Worst football ground in the Football League.
Joel Mandrell says, I got a lot of money riding on this. Leicester City fan from the US. Well, thank you for joining us today. You and Matt Urenka. Well,
what have you got on it? Who have you backed? Are you backing Oxford? Are you backing Wigan?
He's backed Oxford to win by 2, Ian. At least 2 goals.
God, that's pressure. That's put a lot of pressure on me to feel. Yes. I feel like I need to deliver now. And if Oxford don't win, I feel like in some way I've let you down there. So doubly come on you yellows on that one.
PJ Simpson, VBO superfan is on. Hello, PJ. He says, "Sup lads, where are the mimosas?" PJ, you might have missed some of this, but Ian has yet to get the Wigan team name correct, so I hope you have a drink in your hand, and every time he gets the name wrong, we're expecting you and everyone else to drink. I really hope you go back to calling him Wimbledon at some point, Ian. That was quite good.
I'm sure I will when I'm not thinking about the team name. I'm sure I will instinctively say it. Oxford struggling to create a lot here, and I really liked it to go back to whenever they seem to go break, they try and go down the right-hand side. I'd love them to try and get Barker into the game more. We've only seen him have one run, although that is a terrible ball by Wigan across the box, which Sykes can bring the ball forward now. Across the mid, just a real hospital ball across the midfield. Sykes can bring it forward with a chance to run. He's got Ford. He plays him forward with a really good ball. Not a great cross by Anthony Ford, but they do win a corner from it. We've only seen Barker have one opportunity to run, but when he did, he was causing Wigan a lot of problems, and I just think that's a really good route to goal for Oxford there. I really wish they'd just try and break down the left-hand side a bit more.
Barker has looked dangerous in his matches.
So pace, it's really quick.
Yeah.
It's like, and whereas like Shodipo and Aji, they're quick, but they're like, I don't know, they like to try and do little bits of skill and step overs. Barker's almost just get the ball, kick and run, kick and rush kind of player.
Yeah.
No messing with that.
William Golder says he was quite drunk by the end of the Wales game. Pure stress drinking. What a game. Looking forward to playing England in a fortnight.
Corner to Oxford. Swung in. Oh, it looked like someone had a free header in there. And I don't know whether he's just got it taken off his head at the last second. But good ball in. Good ball in. If that was Kelly, then I give him some plaudits. I don't think it was. I think it was Ford.
Willie G says, the lil or the breast, every man's biggest decision. And he says, F-U-C-K, the Kazam. S-H-I-T, soulless dump of a ground. I'd rather play in a muddy field than there. It does suck. And Joe Mandrell says, no, I just bet on Oxford to win. Okay, cool. That felt like a safe bet pre-match. Now,
hey, it's only still 0-0, and still plenty of time left in this one. So
how far gone are we in now?
36 minutes into this first half, which hasn't been the greatest 36 minutes of football I've ever seen. But hey, at least we're not losing.
That is a good point.
Yeah, and I know, like, it's one of those things, isn't it? When you look at the game beforehand, you see Oxford have been in great form. You see Wigan struggling all season. You would think Oxford should go out and beat this side pretty comfortably, but the game hasn't played out like that so far. And at this point, you'd just be happy with any kind of a spawny 1-0 win.
I suppose this is also kind of what happens, right? Like, all Wigan are going to set up to be hard to beat, especially this 5-4-1 formation they're playing, where they're getting as many people behind the ball. It becomes really, really hard to break down sides like that. And then they counter, because you're having to put so many players for it, and they end up having chances. And it's an effective method for a team down the bottom to play. And, for Wigan fans, it's a good sign that they're, I know we're only 35 minutes in or whatever, but it's a good sign that for a second straight game, they're putting up a fight.
Here goes Barker then. 2 men on him, but he's able to get a cross in, and it hits the Wigan defender, who actually did a good job, and Oxford get another corner. This time on the other side, left-hand side of the pitch. I agree. I mean, especially when you get to this season as well, it's like every point for Wigan is crucial, and any kind of like anything they can nick in games against like the sides that are going well is important for them. And it's like you give yourself the best chance of winning a game by not throwing it away early, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Corner to Oxford United. Sorry, Thomas. Corner.
I think you've got.
It's a good one.
News.
It's come out to Brannigan. He swings a leg at it, and it goes miles wide.
Right. Robert Allen says excellent play or good play from Jeremiah Sykes. Jake Hooson is on the line. Hello, Jake Hooson.
Hey, Jake.
What was it? Joel
Happy
Mandrell.
Valentine's Day.
Lovely to have you here, darling. Said that he also had a bet on Tranmere, but the match has been postponed. Yep, alongside 99% of the football calendar this weekend.
We don't like the cold. We don't do well in the cold in football.
What else have we got here?
So Barker's got a chance to run again, and he cuts inside this time, looking to shoot. And again, he's done well, but the shot is blocked by MK Wigan. And
drink.
But it's come out again to Ford, but there's no one really around him, so they're going to have to go back and build up again.
Jake Hooson says there's been a goal. I don't know whether to believe him or not, though, because he wrote that a minute ago, and you haven't seen a goal yet.
To the radio, it might be right. I hope so. I will celebrate. But Oxford have a chance to cross. Oh, we think there might be a goal. We don't know. We've got a clairvoyant on the chat.
Clairvoyant savant.
I don't know how far ahead. Like, I think my iFollow is as up to date as it can be, but Radio Oxford might be a bit ahead. Imagine if you listen to it just on the radio.
BBC hasn't reported a goal yet.
But Oxford have a corner though, so it could come from this corner.
Ooh, it's a corner.
Man, if Oxford score in like the 80th minute, you'd be like, how far ahead is Jake Coulson in the future?
Yeah. It's actually an hour and a half in the future. Oh, no. He says, I said we need to get the first goal. Well, don't just write goal.
We might get one here. Barker with a chance to cross. Over hits. Is that a penalty? No, it's not a penalty. He overran it. Wimbledon player stuck out a lazy leg. Barker tried to win a penalty. But I think that would have been the epitome of soft.
Yeah, Uranka, pipe down. I can see my mistake. I can see it. I can now see it. Computer's very far away from me. PJ Simpson said noise. I'm going to go crack a Guinness then. And I believe he said cheers in Irish, but I'm not even going to pretend that I can say that. Slanty? Scianti? Slants?
I don't think the word slanty sounds very good in today. I don't think that's particularly PC.
Damn it, Jake, you got me excited. Really did think there was a goal when I read that. I was like, oh, good. I won't say anything.
I tell you, he's in his DeLorean. It's gone 88 miles an hour. He's future.
Where we're going, we don't need
nice
cars. So it's 0-0 still. Are you still feeling confident that Oxford will win this game?
Yeah, they started to play a bit better as the second half's gone on. They started to dominate a bit more. They haven't, again, nothing massively. They haven't really been able to get Winnell into the game, which is disappointing. But it's slowly getting there. But obviously, you have a worry of half time being 5 minutes away, and then they'll have to wait another 20 minutes to get themselves going in the second half again. But as I say that, and as I see Arsenal have taken the lead in the game against Leeds. Wigan win a very cheap throw-in high up the pitch off Elliot Moore, and so they will get a chance to, no doubt, throw this long into the box.
Grandstand bettors and Matt Uranka said it's very hard to play Ian's drinking game when you're 5 hours earlier. Matt, we have a business meeting at 6 o'clock our time with you, and if you're not drunk, I don't think my negotiation skills are going to work, so I'm going to really need you to be hooned by the end of this match. Ian, just start saying MK Dons.
Headed out by Oxford, but it comes to, good effort by the Wigan guy running in. Sweetly hit shot, but always rising, and ended up with the car park behind the Firoz Kassam Memorial fence. Thankfully, not into the goal. You stitched me up. You absolutely stitched me up with that business meeting. How am I supposed to edit content when I'm having business meetings?
Indeed. Well, to be fair, it'll just be me and Matt talking at each other, and you'll just be sat there being like, "I'm editing, boys. I don't care." Joel Mandrell asked a question, Ian. He said, I could only visit one stadium. Which one should it be? Best fans and atmosphere.
Well, a difficult one with fans at the moment. So you might want to wait till they're allowed back in. But I would say...
Well, considering he's in America, he's not allowed in either until fans are going to be allowed in, so...
I would say you can't go wrong with a bit of Bishop Auckland. No, I'm kidding. I would say... difficult one. I mean, I've never been there, but I would say that if you could go to a European game at Anfield, I've heard that atmosphere is pretty incredible. So that would probably be the top of the list.
Yeah, I was going to say I've never been to a Liverpool game, but they're supposed to be pretty good.
I have actually been to Old Trafford, and the stadium is fantastic.
Yeah,
really, really good.
Spurs probably have the most impressive stadium now. They'd be a good place to visit. It's supposed to, the whole point of it is that they can keep you there for 12 hours. There's nightclubs in it and stuff. Be a good place to visit. Good night out.
Just to tell you, Wigan did get a cross in. The guy won a header at the near post, but it went over the bar. But it depends where you're going. If you're around sort of the London area, you've got loads of different variety. You've talked about Arsenal and Tottenham, but modern stadiums. If you went somewhere with Fulham or Palace or Chelsea, you get more of a traditional feel of an old style English stadium. So,
Let me say that Jake Hoosen has the best suggestion: a rainy day at Stoke, preferably mid-January.
yes, that will be an experience for sure. But I'd actually say somewhere like maybe somewhere like Palace or Fulham. That'd be quite cool.
Fulham's supposed to be a really nice atmosphere, like a really friendly, fun atmosphere, isn't it?
And
That's
it's like
the
fact you got the cottage there and all that, and like it's still on the banks of the River Thames, and
yeah, and they're building a new stand as well.
Yep.
Can we? Noah Hay says, "Can we drink when Ian also calls the first half the second half as well?" Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Ian's having a tough day today. He had a full night's sleep last night. Wifey's been really good to him today, so he's lost his grasp of English.
I was up really early watching Channel cricket. Chance on the edge of the box, but it's not going to fall to an Oxford guy, and the Wigan player falls to the ground, wins a cheap free kick late in the second half of this game. You missed out on that one, Thomas. And we have 1 minute of extra time, which we're 30 seconds in already. It looks like we're going to end on 0-0 after a very lackluster first half. And let's hope that hope for better in the second half, Thomas.
On that note, we will be taking a 10-minute break at halftime.
I like to call it an interlude.
The channel will still be live, but it will not be broadcasting anything except a blank screen. So go, have a drink, fill your cup till it overfloweth.
Go get a cup of tea or a beer, because it is actually half-time now, and I think we all need to kind of forget that first half, and hopefully something better will happen in the second 45. I don't know if you're waiting for more people.
Oh, mate. They're in the middle of the screen right now.
Oh,
right in the middle of the screen. Bang! In the middle.
So it sounds like, if you look at stats again, it sounds like Oxford have been in control, but it hasn't really been like that. They haven't done a lot with the possession they've had. They haven't really tested the Wigan goalie, apart from a long-range shot from Alex Goran.
The Garantula.
They've really struggled to create anything for Sam Winnell up front.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like they're firing on all 6, 8, 12 cylinders yet. But I think we talked about this off air for a minute, that this is becoming an oddly must-win game just to prove title credentials, because they have to beat these teams. They have to beat Bristol Rovers. They have to beat Wigan to stay up there. And second half's going to be really important just to get us through.
Penalty, and it looked really soft.
There's been a lot of soft penalties.
It was a good move, and it was a good play by Saka, but it looks like doesn't look like he's been really fouled by the defender. It looks like he's just been eased off the ball. Although I'll see the replay. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's clumsy. It's clumsy.
The one in the Wolves game really did not feel like a penalty.
Yeah, that was handball.
Why can I not get this correct? Yeah,
but this is like, it's good play by Saka, and he's quick, right? So
yeah,
it doesn't take a lot. But it looks like the defenders just brushed him over rather than like really taking him out. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those ones again. If he's given it, you shouldn't really overturn it, because that's the referees. It shouldn't be clear and obvious that the referees should overturn that one. But Aubameyang with a chance for a second goal. But although he is going over to have a look, which will tell you that he's probably not going to give it.
This is exciting. Maybe VAR will be used well for once.
It's a really stupid. I don't think it's even using it well. I don't think this is using it well. I think that this is going again. This is undermining referees.
I don't actually understand VAR anymore, if we're being totally honest.
Because I know you laugh at that, but I just think like it's the referee. It should be, you should be using VAR to back the referees up, not to fucking like challenge, not to undermine their decision making.
Yeah.
Like, even the penalty, and like in his mind, he's seen that as a penalty.
Yeah.
And he's seen, and it's not like. I hope that it's not, again, we saw it in the Man United game, it's not massively clear and obvious that Saka's dived here or it's not a foul. Because at the end of the day, defender's not won the ball and Saka's gone down, but he's not given it as a penalty.
Right. Ian, I'm going to have to cover a couple quotes before we run out of room. Oh, wow, we got tons of them. So firstly, thank you to Christina Allen for super chatting us. Hello, Mother Allen. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Mother.
Joel Mandel says, Thanks for the advice. I've seen YouTube clips of Man City singing Hey Jude, and they looked like an amazing atmosphere. You're not going to get me telling you to go to City's ground at any point, ever. Jake Hoosen says Fulham have got their clappers. Jordan Creed says, do you think we should have signed Will Griggs? Jordan Creed, we will get to that. Genuinely, we will get to that in a minute. Let me just cut through some of these. Jonathan Harris says, yum, Wickham are the best club in the world. Hello, Jonathan Harris. Good to have you back again. Jay Green is here, and he says, arg crap 45. We will also, as we've already been doing, cover how bad the first half has been. Lord Lucan reiterates, who ate all the pies? And I have reason to believe it was the referee. Grandstand Bettors. I wouldn't mind a pie right now. Grandstand Bettors, and Matt Uranka says, game should be open up here. Took a sizable bet on over 1.5. I mean, it felt like a safe bet. Jake Green also reports that the floodlights have gone.
Oh no!
Is this accurate?
Where have they gone?
Does anyone know?
Where have they gone?
Apparently, we should put some money in the meter.
No. Well,
I have to credit to Lord Lucan for saying that.
Sam would not be thinking that the floodlights would be on. So if he's in his ivory tower, much like Mr. Burns, he would have the power switch. He would have to be able to hit that kill switch at any time if he thinks he's wasting electricity.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's like, you have 45 minutes of light a year. That's it.
But I mean, they look like they're
Spread
on.
them out.
It's
Spread them out. Anyway, right. That's that.
Right, let me start with Will Grigg.
Yes.
No, I don't think we should have signed him. I think I was happy with the players we brought in. I thought Elliot Lee's an excellent player to bring in and can be forward.
Ian, we need to pause for a second. Pessimistic Brother Allen reports there's a fire in the floodlights, no start of the match, and the fire brigade have now been called.
Oh no!
So I mean, God knows when this game could finish at this point.
I think they've even stopped the stream. They stopped the stream.
Yeah. This is just everything going from bad to worse.
Hey, keep us updated, guys, because I'm listening to this on mute, so you're our ears on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can put the magic of Twitter on, but that's not good to hear.
No. This is extremely bad news. Obviously, the game will probably be played out, especially if the lights are still technically working in most of the stadium. But
the stadium's being evacuated.
Yeah, it could be an hour, if not more. Lord Lucan says, "Fire, save the cat." Jake Green comments on the comedy coming out of the Kazam. Roger Cantel is saying the stadium's evacuated. Jordan Creed says, bring on Taylor and Lee. Mate, we'll be lucky if we even get a football game started back at this point. This is I don't really know. I've never heard of floodlights setting on fire. Have you, Ian?
No, but I've even received a text message from Pessimistic Brother Aaron to say, fire at the Castad.
The Castad? Well, I mean, it's better than giving that guy any more press.
It would have. See, if we would have. Here's the comment of the day, folks. If we would have signed Will Grigg, he would be the number one culprit.
What, for the fire?
Will Grigg's on fire.
Your stadium lighting is terrified. Will Grigg's on. Yeah, there we go. It's got a bit of a beat to it. This is what you come for, folks.
That's what you come for.
I told you I was at the World Cup where everyone was singing that, and we were in a bar at like midnight in the center of Paris, and all of a sudden everyone in the bar was singing Will Griggs on fire, Your Defense is Terrified. And like it was awesome. Everyone in the entire country was singing that. Yeah,
66
sorry.
World Cup, was that, Thomas?
Yes, the glorious 66 World Cup held in France.
Who won the 1966 World Cup, Tom?
I believe it was England, was it not?
It was.
With the phantom goal. Oh, they beat West Germany, didn't they?
Oh, he's on fire. I thought he was going to say Bolivia, but he got it right. So yeah, just going back to the thing, I don't think Oxford should have signed Will Grigg. I was happy that it was interesting. Obviously, he is a bit of a pedigree striker, but he's not been great this year. And I felt he could have been another player that we bought in, like Winnall, where we're just trying to get him fit for the back half of the season. I think Elliot Lee is a lot stronger signing for a guy who's can Richie just come in and start straight away? And as you've seen, he's had a pretty good impact. So I'm happy with the business Oxford did. Now, part of the reason they didn't sign him, as a Bangyam does score a penalty to make it 2-0, that was a Leeds goalkeeper fuck-up, was because of the demands on the salary cap. And obviously, if that had been a few weeks later, Oxford might have signed him because the salary cap issue is no more. Salary cap has been abolished.
How come?
They took it to arbitration of sport, and they said that it wasn't lawful.
That's ridiculous. That's the one thing that could have kept League One. Enough.
It was quite split on the clubs that wanted it and clubs that didn't, and Oxford were one of those clubs that were very adamant they didn't want the salary cap. So
the penny pinchers themselves that don't spend a huge amount worried about it. Makes sense. Joel Mandrell says he better get his bet back. Joel, I don't know why I'm calling you Joel. I don't know what is wrong with me today. Words and names are not me and Ian's forte. You're going to be Joel.
Well, I don't know how your betting thing works, but if the game is abandoned, then I imagine that you will.
Yeah. Robert
it's
Allen.
Not like they can play the game tomorrow or something, is it? They'll have to play it like God knows when they'll bloody play it.
Pessimistic Brother Allen is reporting the stadium's been evacuated again. Thank you, Mr. Allen. Lord Lucan, at least the pitch will now thaw out due to the fire.
Yes, every cloud.
Jake Green would like his iFollow match pass money back, and then laughing. Kip Mainston had to go get some shopping. How have we been playing? Kip, let me explain to you what happened in the first half. Lord Lucan says playing hot. Joel is laughing, and Lord Lucan says Oxford are literally on fire.
I would say arguably they've been better in the second half than the first half.
I tell you what, there's a lot more happening on the pitch right now than there was in the first half. Sparks are flying.
And, I mean, it's difficult to see how this game gets played, isn't it, really?
I mean, I think it'll get played. I just think it's quite a while away. I think they'll have to finish it. They won't. I don't know what the league rules are. I don't know how long a break you can take, but especially in a season like this, rescheduling, etc., Wigan will probably want to see this
fire,
through. Yeah, but you can put that out, right?
What if it's like the wildfires that we saw in like Australia and California?
Yes. Well, the fire, as far as I know, the fire department is only about 5 or 10 minutes from the Kazam Stadium, so they should be able to get there with a pretty timely response. And yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful that this game, we get some news on this soon, because there's only so much you guys want to see of us talking absolute nonsense about this.
Oh, got another text message.
Oh,
fire engines. Look at this. Robert Allen's keeping me updated. He's tweeted us a picture of the fire engines arriving at the Kazam.
Amazing.
Here they are. Look at them.
And their glory. Oh, this is all a ploy by Carl. He's not confident on the team right now, and he's trying to get the match abandoned. Saying, "Why didn't I start Taylor? Why?"
Yeah, why didn't you start Taylor? I'm sure everyone's thinking that. Although, with the lack of chances, I mean, going on the logic of you're normally a better side, you're a better player when you're out of the team. Taylor's probably quite happy with that first half.
Doncaster Rovers. Hello, Doncaster Rovers. So happy the whole team is here to watch us. Says, where do you think Oxford will finish this year, Ian?
3-0 to Arsenal.
Oof. Getting rough there.
Difficult. I think we're I'm still confident we'll. I don't know. I'm really confident. I'm confident we'll get in the playoffs. I'm not. I really, really don't know. Everything's very much up in the air.
I think Oxford will take 6th.
Look, we've been on a great run of form. But again, we've got a big week coming up, really, and then obviously you've talked about big games in March, Thomas. But next week we've got to play. I think not including the Papa John's World Championships. I think we've got to play Ipswich, Pompey, and MK Dons over the next 3 games, which are going to be 3 really difficult games, and we'll have a much better assessment of where Oxford are going to finish after those games, I'd imagine.
I think Oxford can scrape 6. I think that anything above that would be lucky, personally, at this point, just because of how far behind they've had to come. And you group all these wins together, they are due some bad appearances, a loss or two here and there, a draw at some point. But I think they're a playoff side. I think they've proven that, and hopefully they can solidify that in the coming weeks.
And that's you're absolutely bang on there with with the whole thing. They are a playoff side, but every time we falter now, we are. It's almost like counts double in a way because because of such a shite start we had.
Yeah. Let me get through a couple more comments. Jake Hoosen says, at least we have a chance to move stadium. I have to say this one. This is totally out of sync. But Lord Lucan, the fire is in the boot room. Many souls are lost. That made me giggle.
That's nothing to laugh about, Lord Lucan.
Robert Mills says, the rematch, we can start Taylor instead of trying to be clever. Yeah, Robert Mills, honestly.
That's true. But also as well, it doesn't look like the floodlights have gone off completely, but if there is a fire to the floodlights, are we sure we can get them back on?
Yeah, I mean, this is the weird thing, is the fact that people only know that from Twitter and stuff, but you've even said it, the lights are still on. You would think if there was a fire there, the lights would have turned off at some point, but I am not an electrician. Roger Cantel says, Kazam seen sneaking off with lit sparkler. False news. Sorry, Mr. Kazam.
Mark McIntosh, get on the live stream, Mark. My money is on the game of being abandoned. Well, isn't he always the voice of joy?
Oh, he's literally, yes. Grandstand Bettors, going back to Joel's question. Kazam, probably not a stadium you want to go to. Agreed. Jordan Creed, do you think Carl Robinson will go to Bournemouth to improve his LinkedIn and we should get Matt back?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
That's okay. Really quickly, William Golder, let the fucker burn down. I believe most Oxford fans are with you on this. Like, heavily with you on this. But Jordan Creed says, do you think Carl Robinson will go to Bournemouth to improve his LinkedIn and we should get Matt back?
I think I've had that in the I've had that in a comment on the week on a video, but I don't think he will go to Bournemouth. But if he did, I'm not sure Michael Appleton coming back is the best choice. I'm not sure that he's moved on from Oxford.
Yeah,
he's going to come in and want to rebuild, and he's doing a good job at Lincoln, and he'll probably want to see that one through. So. I know. I mean, it'd be all right. I wouldn't be going crazy if Michael Appleton came back. I think it'd be a good appointment, but
it would be. I mean, for Carl Robinson, that's his shot, right? Bournemouth pick him up. They're almost a tacked on Premier League side if they can get their form back.
There's some bloody names linked with that Bournemouth job. I mean, like Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira have come out and said they want that job.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So they're linked with it, and then so it's unlikely they're gonna bloody go with
pick up Carl Robinson. Yeah, I think Carl Robinson's very much out of left field, and also, and we have to announce this, right? So Kip Mainson said there's 38 on the stream. Is this a VBO record? Kip, I can report there's currently 41 according to YouTube. This is a VBO record.
Wow, that is amazing.
All for being here with us.
That must be people thinking, what the hell are these guys possibly live streaming when the game's not even playing?
Hey, we are the voice of news right now because we're reading Twitter out loud to people on camera. 44! This is unbelievable.
Wow, welcome to everybody. Welcome. What a game you've joined us to. Seems like they're being allowed back into the stadium, so it seems like the game will get going at some point.
Excellent. Old Joel says, Norwich win the championship, Oxford make playoffs and get promoted, Tranmere with Leagues 2. Bet it now.
I think Tranmere might let you down on that side of the bet.
Jesus Christ, right, that's it. It's official. PJ Simpson is our super fan. Another super chat. Donations for an HD camera for Thomas and tailored tuxedo t-shirt for Ian. We can make sure both of those happen. I do have, thank you to all of you who've donated money to us and done super chats, I do have a Snowball mic. Unfortunately, due to some issues we had with headphones earlier, I've had to plug these headphones back in, but for recording we now have this wonderful Snowball mic, and that's down to you lovely people.
Blames his tools. Thomas.
I'm just gonna I love this.
You're blaming the stream when really you're the one who hasn't figured it out.
It was fine. It worked. You know what? I'm not doing this. You're baiting me, and I won't be dragged into being baited. But thank you, PJ. It is always awesome to have you here.
Look me in the eyes, Thomas, and tell me you're doing everything to avoid the spread of COVID.
Yes.
Sorry, I've just seen that advert of on the, and I'm just maybe say that out loud. Right, where are we? What's happening? Has the fire been put out?
I do not believe it has been put out yet, Ian. It looks like they're coming back in the stadium, though, which is a good sign, right? So they have put it out, in fact. I don't know what I'm talking about. The game... Is there any reports on the...
Well, I just heard someone saying that they've been allowed back in, but there's also, it's Twitter, it's all sorts of being posted. People posting pictures of burnt down houses saying this is the latest. Like...
Gypsy Warrior says, as a Rangers fan, how is Barker doing? Ian.
Oh, we've liked him so far. He looks impressive. He scored a really good goal in the game against Bristol Rovers, and he's got an incredible turn of pace. He nearly cost us the game against Bristol Rovers by wimping out of a tackle, which led to a Rovers attack at the end. But so far, I like what I see from old Brandon.
Brandon Barker. Which guaranteed I will never learn his first name, and I'll start calling him Ross within like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, honestly though, we are going to have to buy you a tailored tuxedo T-shirt. I really want you to do the next one in this.
Does it have tailored?
It says tailored. I mean,
does that mean Matthew Taylor makes it?
Yes, that's exactly what it means. Roger Cantel going back into the stadium. He's saying that indicates a restart. Jake Green. Firo's bad maintenance coming back home to roost. Yep. I mean, honestly, I feel like if anybody would burn down his own stadium, it'd be him.
Like, there's some Wigan fans apparently like calling Oxford like a bit of a joke at a Tin Pot Stadium and all that, and some Oxford fans are like biting back and getting pissed off about it. I'm like, come on, let them have that. Like, you wouldn't be saying it if it was the other way round.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at the stuff the Oxford fans said about Northampton when the game was called off due to a flooded pitch.
We could play in like a very nice stadium as opposed to our shitty wind tunnel.
Just like, you couldn't even put a roof on it. It's missing a wall. The boss, Tuga, says, are they still going to play today? It does look like that. Tuga, it does indeed look like that, but we're probably still at least 10 minutes away from play resuming, and they're definitely going to all have to warm up and go through everything again. But at least they hadn't started the second half yet. Roger Cantel, maybe we can restart with no floodlights. Can't be any worse. You know, honestly, we might actually get a goal. It's quite dark out there. Old Joel Mandarel. I don't know why I can't say your name correctly. You're never going to be Joel. Is it fair to say Kazam is lit right now? He's also asked if that's the slang in Only America. No, that's slang here, and the Kazam is lit son. Jordan Creed, who would be your preferred choice if Robinson left Ian Allen?
I'm an old man, so you have to explain the term lit. Does that mean that like the lights are on?
Yes, that's exactly what the term lit means. So right now it is lit up in here.
Yes, then in that case I agree. Yes.
But managers, Ian, who would you take?
What if Robinson left?
Yeah.
Tough one, isn't it? My choice would be Danny Temple-Cowley.
Ian, it's 49 now. 49 people. Hello, all of you.
Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll have some football to talk about in a bit.
I would love the Cowley brothers to take over if Robinson left. I really like them, and I think they got really hard done at Huddersfield.
Yeah, and I'm surprised no one else has picked them up, really. I'm surprised no one else... I mean, obviously, that maybe they're just taking their time before the right job comes along, which is their prerogative also. But I certainly think they could do a very good job of Oxford United. But I don't want Carl to leave, so he may be an idiot at times, but he's our idiot.
Daniel Roberts looks like a first-time viewer. He says he stumbled across us on Twitter. He's enjoying the content. Keep it up. He's a Wigan fan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this. Daniel, how do you see this game going? Are you happy with how your team's played thus far? We had some good Doncaster fans on a couple weeks ago. It's good to have opposition fans tell us what they think of the game match so far. Gypsy Warrior. Sorry, Ian?
It looks like they're still... Obviously, they've got to make sure that the floodlights can work safely and that there's not going to be another fire outbreak. And once they do that, the players can go and warm up again and we can have a second half.
Indeed.
But which it looks. I mean, again, I can't really tell from watching just people stood around in masks waving their arms about. So if anybody does have any news or can hear the iFollow or the Radio Oxford, then let us know in the chat.
Tuga says thank you. You're welcome, Tuga. We will keep all of you abreast of everything we find out, and please let us know if you find something out that we don't know already. Manil Nagon, his first comment says, please ho Winnie, I want to bet by 10 euros. I'm assuming he says, please go win now or restart. I want to win my bet for 10 euros. Carlos Andre Kashiyama says, I'm from Brazil. Hello.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome to this most exotic of channels. Jake Green calls it a shitty wind tunnel. Robert Allen says Radio Oxford's mic is back on, but there's no commentators with it. Jake Green laughs. Jake Hoosen, we play in the dark, we're Oxford United, we play in the dark. Yeah? Yeah?
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. Play in the dark, we play in the dark, Oxford United, we play in the dark.
This is what you came for, folks.
It doesn't like... doesn't. Oh! The camera's gone out to the fire engines.
Brave lads. Manil Negan says, "Please help me. I want to bet by 10 euros." Well, Manil, bet on Oxford maybe, or maybe bet on Wigan. I would say Oxford.
Arsenal look a safe bet at the moment. Bet on them.
Yeah, you can't lose money there, pretty much. Old Goldilocks says, I have got Oxford to the Champions League final loads of times on FIFA. I'm sure I'll be offered the job. Will, if you become manager of Oxford United, I'll be pretty excited because then we have an in with the manager of Oxford United and we can start broadcasting from the Kazam, right?
Well, it'll be really interesting if William Golder would give you free tickets, Thomas. I like to think he might give me a ticket or two.
I'm not allowed to watch the game, and I'm allowed in the stadium, but I'm not allowed to watch the game. Very specifically, not allowed to watch it, but I'm allowed in the stadium.
When Tom has been to the Kazam, it's the only time where someone's been louder than Carl Robinson in the stadium.
Do you remember the time that Carl Robinson was in the stands and we could hear him from the stand opposite the one he was in screaming?
Yeah,
it was awesome. You could hear him with like 5,000 fans in there as well. That
was the infamous Peterborough game with Ivan Toney, where everyone thought he should be offside even though it was from a goal kick.
That was awesome. That was really clever play. Really clever play.
Lord
Lucan with a great comment. If you say Jesus backwards, it sounds like sausage. Daniel Roberts.
Game on, apparently.
Game is on, folks.
Game will be
50 concurrent viewers. My God, I'm in shock. Ian.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Daniel Roberts says not a huge amount of offense from either side, but our side is still trying to get to form properly after all the swaps we had this year. Just glad we're keeping a good side like yours at bay. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty decent assessment of what's happened thus far from us as well.
Thank you again to my brother for keeping me abreast via WhatsApp. They need to do a warm up, but they will be playing this second half, which is good news, especially to those that enjoyed an enthralling first half. That we get 45 minutes back of this game again.
Grandstand Bettors says that apparently our meeting's being pushed back. You're damn right it is, Matt. You're damn right it is.
It's not thinking of the editor here.
Joel Mandrell says bet over 1.5 floodlight fires on the game after Manila asked for a good bet. I quite like that. One Rover's Logs, hello mate, how you doing? He said, how's it going? What's happened with the floodlights?
There was a fire, and the fire brigade had to come and put out the fire. But it should be all sorted now. But obviously the players need to have a warm up and go back on. But if you are going to watch the second half, which I doubt you're going to, but you've missed nothing. It's been dull and boring. And
dishwater even.
And Oxford haven't played particularly well.
Pessimistic Brother Alan says, game on, lads. Dermot Welch says, Wigan fan here, missed first half. What was it like? If you didn't just hear that, Dermot, it was not worth watching.
I would say Wigan have done well. They've held their own, I would say that from your point of view, game plan's working perfectly.
William Golder says, when I become manager, I'm going to have the club blacklist VBO until Tom is moved to support. Fair enough. Can't argue with the thought process. Radio Oxford report it will start in exactly 20 minutes, which means you're about 19 minutes from kickoff now. Oh my god. Allen Brothers and Company can come for free, says Willie G.
Oh, nice.
Jake Green says first half was a toss. Manil says thank you for the bets with a laughing face. Genuinely, I think there's a couple goals in the second half. I can't see either side not putting away their chances a bit more in the second half. Neil Stewart Davies says, looks like the floodlights are back on. They are indeed, my friend. The game is going to be restarted. Prousty asks why the game's been stopped. The game has been stopped due to the fact that there was a fire in some of the floodlights, or maybe the floodlight box, or whatever it was.
It does feel like the universe didn't want this game to be played.
Yeah, it's done everything it can to stop it. I mean,
called off from bloody yesterday to postpone to today, then move back an hour, and now floodlight fella. What is going to happen in the second half? Lightning will strike.
It is pretty rough, isn't it?
That is what you should bet on, I think.
What else? Pessimistic Brother Alan, the stadium burning down is doing wonders for your viewing pictures. It is. We are up to 41, and we love having all of you on here. We're really excited to have all of you. Let us know your thoughts on the game. It's been really good to get some Wigan fans on here who've let us know that we aren't blinded, that the stadium that it's been slow. But it is good right now for Wigan that they're 0-0. I think a draw with Oxford would count as a really good result for them at this point, wouldn't it?
Yeah, obviously, that as we talked about, their game plan is to literally stay in the game and try and nick something, and so far that's working well for them.
Willie G said could easily have done a drink when they say breast game today. Yeah, honestly, if you are playing drinking games to VBO, you are hammered right now because it's gas central today. Dermot Welch says this game was never meant to be played with the continued delays. Was never meant to be with the continued delays. Yeah, you're right, mate. Like, if there is a God, he really does not want this game to go ahead.
I mean, I got a restaurant booked for tonight. It's going to have to cancel that for Valentine's Day.
I'm sure you do. Menil says he thinks 1-0 to the Wigan. Oof. I mean, honestly, they could easily nick this game right now.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was. Oxford haven't looked like they've got much cutting edge, and it's a sort of game where you do leave yourself open to giving one away.
Do indeed. Nathan Burns, hello. He says he's a Tranmere fan. What is your prediction, Ian, for the game on Tuesday?
In what competition are we
playing,
Thomas?
It is the Papa John's World Championships.
It's a difficult one to predict, isn't it? Because obviously you don't know what lineup both sides are going to play. I hope Oxford haven't rested players to play them in this game against Tranmere, but I would. I still think Oxford. I think Oxford will win it. Obviously, I'm being bloody hell biased towards Oxford, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be like maybe 2-1 or something like that.
I honestly think it's going to be a really good game. I think this might be one of the first games in the Papa John's World Championships we actually enjoy watching. Tranmere have had a pretty decent season thus far, and they're now the second best club in Liverpool. They're ahead of Liverpool now. So it's Everton and then Liverpool, so congratulations.
They are. How about Southport?
Yes, them as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, good form as well. I mean, like I say, I must admit, I did have to do a hasty look, but fourth in the league, Tranmere. They did lose yesterday, but they've been on a good winning run.
They're
before
quite close to the top as well, aren't they? Or have I misread that?
Yeah, they're fourth. And so,
Points
5 points off the top, and 2 games in hand as well. So, not gonna. Yeah, it's going to be a close game, and obviously Tranmere fighting to get their League One status back, which was quite cruelly taken away from them last season on the old points.
I really liked having Tranmere in the league last year. I think Tranmere fans thought I was making fun of them.
Yeah,
I loved having them in the league. It was so much fun. Getting to announce them as the third best team in Liverpool over and over again and drive an entire fan base mad, claiming they weren't in Liverpool. It was great fun. Really quickly, we got to cover some of these comments.
You were like to Tranmere, like when you keep saying this year. Every year I think Plymouth should be in the playoffs, and every year they let me down, even though they weren't even in League One last season.
Every year I think they should be in the playoffs, and every year they let me down.
Plymouth seem to do this every year. What, did they? Did they do it last year?
Willie G's.
And then at the end of our chat, Arsenal gone 4-0 up, by the way. At the end of our Champions League video, you said something like, "We'll be back on Monday for the second round of these games." I'm like, what?
Oh, I love that people still watch this. It's great. It's my personality coming through, Ian. I've got to do some of these comments right. So the match is going to kick off at 17:45, so about 9 minutes from kickoff. Wheelam Golder says he doesn't have a favorite between the two of us, but, basically I can get fucked. Robinson told Kazam to do it because he needed a longer team talk. I suspect that Carl Robinson at halftime just started beating Mark Sykes, just started hitting him over and over and over again because he hates him. What else have we got? Sorry, I lost my place. Menil Nignan ×2 or XX my prediction. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Daniel Roberts, is there any players you would take from our squad Wigan and any from yours you'd be happy to see come to us? Yeah, you want to rotate some players through?
Or anyone I'd like to see from Oxford go to Wigan.
Or even a Wigan player to Oxford. Is there anyone you're interested in the Wigan team?
Well, I mean, I think that almost the name that stands out on your team sheet, as I said at the start, I think Will Keane's a really good, useful player. I think I'm surprised to see Zach Clough on the bench. I thought he's a good centre-back, so he wouldn't be terrible if he came to Oxford. I'd be happy with that. I think Dudu's got a good name, so I'd like to see him at Oxford as well. And Oxford player, you can have Liam Kelly all day long. All day long. You want to take Liam Kelly, you can take Liam Kelly.
Job for them, to be fair.
And other than that, I don't know. Maybe someone like a younger player, maybe someone like Nico Jones who needs a bit of game time as that young centre back. But other than that, I think we're all right.
Dermot Welch says we need to bring on some subs. Got good players. A win moves us up 3 places. If we win or draw, it's a very good result. Yeah, it really is. I think they're out of the relegation zone with a win. Is that correct, Ian? If you were to look at the table quickly.
If I look at the live table now, I can tell you. Just give me 2 seconds.
This is scintillating. Also, again,
Wigan would be they'll be in 20th place, so they're a point outside the drop zone. Obviously, it's ridiculously tight down there. Oxford, it doesn't really move them up very much. They're still in 9th, and they would be 3 points off the playoffs.
Just seen on Instagram that the stadium's on fire. This true? Yes, Lenny X plays. There was a fire in the lighting. It's delayed the match. Kickoff is in roughly 7 minutes for the second half. Robert Allen again says kickoff 17:45. G Money says thanks for the updates, Robert. Genuinely, thank you very much, pessimistic brother Allen. You've been very useful to all of us. Oh God. Lord Lucan with another classic here, and it is prefaced saying football joke. Owls never mate in the rain. It's too wet to woo. Yep.
That's a good one.
That just happened.
Not sure I entirely get it, but
old Joey, Tranmere won't put out a very strong side. They're focused on winning the league. I mean,
yeah, I know. I would assume the same for Oxford. That we shouldn't be putting out the strongest side because we want to try and carry on the league push. And the side that Robinson's put out today is is partly due to injury. Is not as strong as it could be, and I hope that isn't because he's going to play players in the Papa John's World Championship, which would really annoy me if that was the case. Especially if we weren't to get the win.
Will you be mildly happy, Ian, if you do win the Papa John's World Trophy?
Yeah. I mean, it's a trophy, isn't it? I mean, it's like it would be nice to go to Wembley again. Although we're not on a good run of form there, and from my point of view, living in Lincoln, it would be great to see Oxford play Lincoln at Wembley. So it'd be great, but it's not enough. But on the same flip side, if we were, I would rather us win this league game and lose to Tranmere.
Yeah,
put it that way.
I was reading these, now I've lost. Oh yeah, Luis Rodriguez says, what's happening? Luis, there was a fire in the stadium, everyone got evacuated, everyone's back in, kickoffs in 5 minutes. If you want to know more, go through the chat, there's been a lot of chatter about it. Joel Mandrell, Tranmere made some great moves and are going to win League 2, mark my words. Consider them marked, and we are all for Tranmere winning League 2.
I stand corrected on saying that Tranmere might let you down. I think that they've got a really good chance of looking great.
This is what you get for doing commentary like me, where you don't know what's going on, you just say words. Neil Stewart Davies says, will Hall play against Tranmere?
Probably, I imagine so. He's been a mainstay in the Papa John's World Championship, so I don't see why not.
It's an over hat trick, isn't it? That's what Rad's reporting on in the Arsenal match.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
Robert Allen says Robinson was interviewed. They came off at halftime and could smell burning and were told to evacuate. Dermot Welch says Wigan going to start fighting soon. Think it will get tasty up the ticks. I don't know why. I just feel like they're going to survive this year. I just get this feeling, like, especially after everything that happened last year, that, like, the club itself have the fight in them to stay up. Like, I just don't think they could also deal with a second relegation in 2 years. That would kill the team, the club.
I mean, if you look at it, I thought Northampton look a really poor side at the moment. They're in terrible form. Bristol Rovers are in terrible form, but maybe a new manager can put them out of that. The club that shall not be named, they look like they are in really poor form as well. And they're the two real standout sides. And Rochdale are so erratic. Yeah. You could see them getting into a tailspin and not being, especially because of the amount of goals they concede.
Defensively.
So they're like three candidates you would say should be in it. Obviously, Burton have had a great turnaround of form under Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Wigan look very solid from what I've seen today. Wimbledon, they've had a manager change, so maybe they'll get a bounce. And I don't know. It's going to be tight. What I've seen today, I definitely can see.
If there are any Wimbledon fans in here, I'm sorry, but I'd like you guys to go down. William G, forever and ever we follow the team. Indeed, up the yellows. Quince says, what happened to the game? For the 100th time I've now said this. Fire in the stadium. Lights out. Lights back on. Fire crew's gone. Kick off in roughly 2 minutes. William G says, I think going to football is what I miss due to lockdown. I really miss going to football games personally. I miss playing it, watching it, doing all that stuff. And I don't like having no fans when I'm watching on TV. Lord Lucan says, gravity sucks. Ozcan, I can't say your last name, mate. I'm not even going to butcher it.
Does it even exist, gravity? It's just a theory.
It's a lie perpetrated by the people that are running. Yes,
Illuminous.
Ozan says to be continued. G Money says he approves of his nickname. Cool, I will call you G Money when I remember to. Jake Hooson says Robinson did so Shadipo would play better.
Robinson did what?
He said he did it. He did it so Shadipo will play better. Lord Lucan says...
A bit of weird little conundrum with Shadipo, because he's like, mainly his best performances have been when he's come off the bench.
Yeah.
And he seems to come off the bench and really impact the game. So it's not terrible to see him.
He's so quick.
And he could be the match winner still. At this one.
Lord Lucan points out we didn't get to wit to woo. To wit to woo. To wit to woo. Yeah. Dermot Welch, lads.
It's a bit over my head.
Dermot Welch says, lads, just like to say he joined through Twitter by accent. It's one of the best accents created ever on Valentine's Day. Thank you. We're really happy to have you here, man.
Get in.
Love it.
Get in. All my little snidey comments I write about Liverpool on there.
G Money, I think the only real appeal of this Tin Pot Trophy for fans is the Wembley trip. That probably, and rightly so, not going to be accessible for the fans means I don't really care about it more than training. Fair enough, honestly. Like,
I think that's fair. I don't think that's any. I think that's exactly the same for any set of clubs that are in it. Like especially this season, there's probably Lincoln, Tranmere, Oxford, and Sunderland are all like, if we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. Take it or leave it. Kind of thing.
Lord Lucan says it's a flipping owl call, and something tells me that him and bloody William Golder are going to have a go at me in about 12 seconds. Willie G says young players. Jake Green says we have lost twice in that rubbish trophy at Wembley. Much rather make the playoffs. Yeah, for sure. Ravenna Souza says...
Tom was at one of those games as a Coventry fan.
I was cheering Coventry on. Sorry, guys. And they won. I backed the right horse. Ravenna Souza says, hello. William Golder says, Tom, you're falling behind on the comments. What is going to happen when you guys have thousands of viewers? Well, Will, we really hope that when we have thousands of viewers, you guys start super chatting us and we can highlight your comments and talk more about them.
Well, and also, hopefully, we might get some people that like to moderate.
Ooh, that would be exciting. Daniel Roberts, what do you think went right after only losing one of your last 15? And do you think you can continue it for the rest of the season? Ian, let's get to that in a second. Let me cut through some more comments and we'll get back to that. Lord Lucan says yes, and he needs all the jokes explaining to him. Honestly, I'm American. I don't understand humor. Joel Mandrell says, why no Aggie today?
Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine.
It's Robinson.
Look, literally, I don't think Robinson literally publicly came out and criticised him and said about him not wearing shin pads to come onto a game. So it tells me that Dan Adji is pretty low down the pecking order in Robinson's mind.
Let's be totally honest. It's either Adji or Jeremiah Sykes, but only one of them can ever get near the team at the same time because both of them are his most hated people. Dermot Welch says, that's what I like to hear. Wigan is a very tough spot. What happened last year was an absolute crime. Had one of the best teams in the league, then lost all of them, and now forced to play academy side and F agents. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was bad. It really bad what happened. I mean, you just literally just got destroyed, and you had an ex-Oxford player there last season in Shea Dunkley, who'd been a great centre back for you guys, and you had to lose him because
rough.
Badly owned.
Grandstand Better says he spent the weekend at his first live sporting event of the year, 2,000 fans in a 20,000-seater stadium. It was lovely. Everyone spread out, so there's no one annoying that you had to sit next to. I'm so jealous of that. What game did you go to, Matt? Tell us about it. Marcelo Augusta says, ¿Por qué o yogo paro? Which I'm assuming means why are they not playing? And they're not playing because there's a fire in the stadium, but they are about to kick off the second half. We are minutes away from it finally restarting. It's only 50 minutes late, guys. It's only 50 minutes. It's nothing.
En français, Thomas.
I'm pretty sure that's actually Brazilian, if I'm being totally honest with you, mate.
Hey, it's all Greek to me. So.
Bien sûr. Dermot Welch, also random Belgian third division players. Yeah, it's funny when you get down to League 1 and League 2 where you see players coming in from. Lorenzo Torelli, why is the game stopped? Again, there's a fire in the stadium. It was the lights, the stadium lights set on fire or something. Cat77 says, Problema de Alumical. How many Brazilians do we have on, by the way, right now? Because Marcelo Augusto's gone, obrigado.
Can never have enough
Brazilians and Portuguese. How many of you are there? Because it's really fun to have you. Let me just get through these, because then I'll finally have caught up with all of these. G-Money says, I'll be the moderator for free if I can veto Tom talking once per game. You can try, mate, but I never stop. Lord Lucan says, alcohol is the solution. Honestly, I had enough of that last night. I don't think I can drink for a very long time. Dermot Welch says, we lost 17 players in 2 weeks. That is absolutely brutal. Jake Hooson says, it's sad because Dan Adjington the third is a good talent.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the fans like Daniel Adjington the third, and it's like I think you see again. He is a player that has never had a run in the first team. He's never had a consistent run of starts, and we could very well lose him over the summer. And I feel that like a lot of the time he's never been given a chance.
Yeah, it is. I think it's really hard to be a footballer and never get a run in a team. I think you see that in players like Van de Beek. And stuff in the Premier League as well. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are at the sport, it's rough.
Certainly, especially it's like you gets one game to start, and then it's like you didn't do as well as I'd hoped, so you're instantly dropped. Whereas like someone like James Henry, and I'm not picking on him as though I want him out of the side, but he could have like a run of like 3 or 4 bad games, and it wouldn't even be in Robinson's mind to bring him out. And I don't know why he has a soft spot for Liam Kelly. I still stand by that one. But we're back. We are back with live football from the Kassam Stadium. The one of the stands looks like it's burnt down.
That'd be awesome.
So it's been replaced with the Firoz Kassam Memorial fence. But that is what Oxford are kicking towards in this second half. I will try and say Wigan other than Wimbledon or MK Dons as much as possible. But yes, let's hope for a better second half than what we saw in the first half, and which wouldn't be too difficult. Let's be fair.
Matt Urenka says that he went to the Cleveland Monsters versus the Grand Rapids. It's AHL hockey, and then I'm pretty sure this is for you, Ian. He says it's just above that college NASCAR league.
Field hockey,
yes.
Is that?
Yes, indeed. Joel Mandrell is saying how much he wants to go to a football game. He's from Pittsburgh. Hello. Are you a baseball fan by any chance? Because that team is terrible this year. As a Cubs fan, it's they're just terrible. But yeah, you have a good local side, so go watch them when you can. Jordan Creed says, do you think Pep Clotet is watching this, Ian?
I think, unfortunately, I feel Pep Clotet's always watching. But yeah, I doubt it. He probably still has nightmares over that 7-0 defeat, as we all do. And again, let me know if you were in the stands for that, because I was in the stands for that game, and it was a really weird dynamic of wanting to leave after 20 minutes when I think we were 3-0 down already. And then when Wigan got the seventh, I wanted to stay to see if
double digits,
actually cheering them on a little bit. And I remember Oxford like literally celebrating a shot on target as if we'd scored. It was a really, really weird game. But I think like after that, it was like Oxford drew the next game and won the next game, so it didn't like affect their form tragically. But yeah, terrible.
Lord Lucan says solution, as in it dissolves things. Everything is going over my head today. I really can't.
Oh, I don't even know what an owl is.
Dermot Welch asks, who was Wigan's best player in the first half, if there was one, Ian? It's tough. It was not a great half of football.
I felt they defended quite well, so I'd probably pick one of their centre backs. Like, you know, I thought the back three kept Oxford at bay really well. Going forward, a couple of they looked to like maybe break down they had a couple of good opportunities to get the ball in the box. I couldn't really identify anyone because I am listening to it on mute who was a standout player, but importantly, most importantly, is you weren't outplayed by Oxford at all, and you completely held your own, and arguably created just as good opportunities as Oxford did.
Roger Cantel says, here we go then, come on the U's. Yeah, up the yellows. Lord Lucan says, alcohol is a solution, it dissolves things. Yes, it also destroys my brain. Dermot Welch, 3 stands in a shed. Robert Allen, Aggie was unprofessional in his last match, but Robinson has clearly used it as an excuse to write him off. G Money says, please remind me what happened in that. Dewi and Garini official said scored.
Okay, so just to say, though, good bit of play by Wimbledon trying to get in behind Long, but Long got back and defended really well and won a free kick to Oxford. Not much. It's only been playing a couple of minutes. Not much has really happened so far.
Joel Mandrell, don't get me started on the Pirates. The owners are only there to make a profit and don't care about winning. It's borderline criminal. Dude, I feel you, but also as a Cubs fan, we are the 3rd biggest team in the league, and we're cutting payroll, and we screwed over our best player to keep him for next year.
I heard Pirates, so I'm assuming Bristol Rovers, but I can't. I can't back up the claims. Anybody who that went way over your head for.
Daniel Roberts says, at least it was only 7 against you guys and not 8 like we did against Hull. Yeah, fair. Or the 9 that Southampton concede once a year.
I tell you, as I told you, I when it got to 7, I did want to see Wigan get 10 because I was just curious whether the scoreboard would go into double figures.
Dermot Welch says, I respect you for even trying to find a good player while we're playing 5 at the back. Shithouse FC, park the plane formation.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. It's not. I wouldn't say it's shit tactics at all. It's working. It's working all right for you.
Grandstand Better says you can't wear a Red Sox cap and say you're a Cubs fan. There's actually a reason for that, Matt. My Cubs hat is gross. I just, you don't want to see that on camera. It's got sweat stains everywhere.
Cheap kick for Oxford United. Out on. Oh, don't take it quick. Fucking Liam Kelly, you donkey. Chance for Oxford to get a good cross in here. I feel this could be one of their key routes to goal, like we saw in the game against Fleetwood, and against Hull they got a goal from a set piece as well. No, Hull, Doncaster. But this seems to be where Oxford can break a tight game open, is from set pieces this season. So hopefully Elliot Moore or Atkinson can get on the end of this.
That would be good. Keep us abreast of what's happening in that.
Let's see. I think it's Fordy taking the free kick, swung in, good ball in, they're headed away. Winnell's battling for it. It's come out to. He didn't fuck. I mean, literally, I hate the way modern football is so like players. referees blow up for the slightest thing. Like, honestly, Sykes is battling for the ball in the box. All he's done is literally put his hand on the guy's shoulder. He hasn't impeded him at all, and the referee blows for a foul. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Ian Allen, I know this is not related to that, but did you see that Dortmund managed to draw 2-2 with Hoffenheim? And it took like
I saw they were 1-0 up, 2-1 down, and Haaland rescued it.
And he got in like a fight, like literally him and another player. He's just like shoving him in the chest, squaring up to him. It was a good game.
Another Dortmund player?
No, one of the Hoffenheim players.
Hoffenheim.
Wow, so many messages. So happy to have so many people on here. Thank you all for being here with us. This is good fun.
We hope we get an Oxford goal to celebrate with you guys, and I'm sure like the MK Dons fan, MK Dons. I'm sure the Wigan fan that's on does not hope. Sorry, I've been calling Wigan MK Dons all stream, and I'm not meaning to do it. I'm just dense like that, and hopefully he'll be hoping for a Wigan goal to cheer, but. Maybe you can get one when we've banged in a couple.
Earlier, I think it was Dermot asked what has changed for Oxford with their 10-game winning run and being undefeated for only losing one in like their last 15. And I'm going to let Ian answer that. But I think a lot of it was just finally taking the chances they had because their style of play hasn't changed at all.
I will say that, but I'll just say Leeds were 4-0 down, but have just got it back to 4-2, still with 20 minutes to play in that game. So that game is not over by any stretch. Oxford have the ball out with a chance to cross, and they've won a cheap corner. It seems like the game we had against Swindon, and I know people won't like me for mentioning it, where we lost 2-1, really was a watershed moment for the whole team. It seemed like everybody was. I mean, Robinson made a change with bringing Jack Stevens in and getting Eastwood out, which seems to have really solidified the back four and made us a lot more solid. And I feel that Oxford sort of. I felt their pressing game was a lot better from then as well in the immediate games after that. And as Oxford swing the ball into the box, it is cleared, but it comes out to Brannigan on the left-hand side with a chance to shoot, but it's blocked, and Wigan can bring the ball
forward. Almost did it again.
Nearly said. I feel like Oxford had a run of games after that where they really did a good job of like pressing sides and seizing the initiative in games. And also the biggest thing was in those games we didn't make stupid errors at the back, and so the confidence just sort of grew over a string of draws. And then, as Tom rightly said, things started to click with the goals going in. And that coincided with a generous run of fixtures against the teams in the lower half. And there you go. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Yes, that's the saying. Another question for you from Jordan Creed. What do you think of the Oxford United owner? Tiger. I
will get to that in a second, just as Oxford go forward down with Sykes. But cheap for it. I think I'm happy with him. I've got no problems with him. I think that there's always question marks about how much he was going to support the club and what's his motives and all that stuff. But I think generally he's done a good job of backing Robinson. They've as Atkinson storms forward, we nearly had the Atkinson moment, guys. He ran all the way from the halfway line with the ball. He got to the edge of the box, but his shot lacked power, and the keeper was able to save it. Wonderful run from Rob Atkinson. Really didn't do much skill. He just motored through the middle of the Wigan team there. And I'd say he's done a pretty good job of being able to get back Carl Robinson in the transfer market. And I have no problems with them selling Rob Dickey for the amount of money they sold him for. Yeah. No problems at all.
It made sense.
I hope that the biggest thing with all the owners, which seems to happen, is I just hope they don't get sick of dealing with Kassam.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
Constant fear.
He is the crutch that holds a lot of things back.
Yeah. He is the devil.
It's constantly like Pac-Man, going around the board hoovering up the money.
Yeah, but isn't Pac-Man technically the hero in that story? Joel Mandrell says he was at a Cubs vs Pirates playoff game a few years ago when Arrieta lit him up like a freaking Christmas tree. I loved Arrieta in his prime. He was awesome at the Cubs, and they let him go at the right time. They brought him back, which brings me good memories.
Chance for Wigan to swing a long free kick into the box. This looks massively overhit, and it's easily caught by Jack Stevens. And Yeah, that was terrible.
Uh,
But throwing out, and Wigan have won the ball back high up the pitch and breaking on Oxford.
oh no.
The guys have a chance, and they've scored. Wigan have scored. Wigan have taken the lead in this one, and it all came from Oxford being really sloppy. Jack Stevens threw the ball out. I think he threw it out maybe to Sykes, and Sykes lost the ball. Wigan broke forward. Atkinson got turned on the edge of the box very easily, and it's a really nice finish past Stevens. He's got no chance, and exactly what we didn't want to happen in this game has happened. Apart from our Wigan fan in the chat, so congratulations to you and Wigan. Wigan take the lead.
Good for Wigan, bad for Oxford. Grandstand Bettors has super chatted us. Thank you very much. I will buy a new Cubs hat. Thank you very much, and I do need to look my best for that. Thank you, Matt.
I needed it at that.
Yeah, well, we needed something happy to happen because I think you might cry in a minute, and that's legitimate. Wheelie G, we will get to your thing in a minute, and Ian is going to go quite quiet now because this is what happens when when Oxford start losing, and that's okay. Dermot Welch says, if Wigan win, I will be windmilling my right bollock while screaming and eating a Scotch egg. Well, mate, it sounds like that will be happening.
Video it. Video it.
Yeah, feel free to put it on Instagram as well.
It'd be worth them seeing it. Worth them seeing them win just for that, mate.
Ravenna Souza says, Calo Placar. C. Joe Mandrell.
Just to bring you up to speed, Callum Lang with the goal for Wigan, and I believe he was the guy that got the winner in the game at Northampton as well. So that's a 2-in-2 for him, proving to be pretty lethal. As Goran thunders into a tackle in midfield, that's what we need more of. Bit of blood and thunder.
Old Joel's commenting on the 4-2 Arsenal score and saying it's crazy. Dermot Welch says, not hoping, praying for a Wigan goal. Well, Dermot, mate, it's happened. You're up. You're winning.
It's happened. Prayers have been answered.
Noah Hay says he went off the stream at halftime, went away for an hour and come back, and it's still halftime. Yep, but we're back now. Please, Ian, I know you're making a good point.
I wish it was still halftime. I'm kind of wishing the fire brigade called the game.
Willie G says, please don't ever say Scumdum's name again, Ian, and that is fair enough. You did say their name.
Sorry, I felt I had. I don't like to say it. I just felt I had to say it in that instance because, I wasn't sure who was asking was aware of Oxford. Was an Oxford fan asking the question.
Pessimistic Brother Alan says that the keeper and a solid back four has been another changing point, and I think that's very true. Now let's get ready for all the comments. Fuck, Langy could be the savior this year, says Daniel Roberts. Dermot Welch says, yes, come on. Pessimistic Brother Alan, dreadful defending. Dean Evans says, come on, Wigan. Roger Cantel.
We've got a lot of Wigan
Hey,
fans.
hello. Roger Cantel says, no change there. Willie G, this is the point I'm most impressed with Ian. I know I take the piss, but my whole mood drops when we start losing. I'd struggle to be on camera for it. The good thing is that Ian is doped up to his eyeballs right now. We bought him a couple of Valiums anyway. It's mixed into his tea.
I've supported Oxford a long time, folks. I remember the conference day. I channel the conference days in results like this. Here goes Barker, though, steaming down the wing, but the Wigan guy plays it off him and wins a goal kick. Haven't seen a response yet from Oxford from going a goal down, but yeah, I remember losing to teams like bloody Lewis, Altrincham, Tonbridge Angels. We can lose, I can get over defeats to Wigan.
Doncaster Rovers fan, who's named himself Doncaster Rovers on YouTube, says, no offense, but this is good for us. It is. It's great for everybody above Oxford right now.
You don't know shit. Yeah, no, you don't have to say no offense.
Dermot Welch says, God does exist.
I was quite, well, I don't know if I was quite happy to see. I'd have quite liked to have viewed a draw with Sunderland yesterday, but
Ian,
you managed to lose 4-1.
It's time for you to answer Willie G's question, which is, what is the highest scoring Oxford game you've been to?
So I don't think I've seen more than 7 goals in a game. So obviously that Wigan game's losing 7-0 is up there. But I think I've seen Oxford win, and I forget that my memory is a bit hazy on this. I think I've seen Oxford win a couple of games 6-1.
Yeah. That was a good score. We saw 4 goals in the City game. That was fun. Again, thank you to everyone who's super chatted us thus far. Thank you, PJ Simpson, Matt Uranka, Pessimistic Brother Allen, Mother Allen, Shepherd the Sixth. Shepherd the Sixth, how are you feeling right now about this game then? Thank you all. Please, guys, if you can, send us one, but we really appreciate you all being here. This is a really good laugh having you all here, and Ian needs all the support.
I do apologise to the people that have backed Oxford. I do feel responsible. We are letting you down, and I'm also going to say, if anybody moans about Wigan play acting or time wasting in this game, you should go and watch the highlights of the Bristol Rovers game, where we did nothing but that in the second half of that match.
This is not going great for Oxford, but they still got, what, 40 minutes to make it better?
Oh, it's still got half an hour to go, yeah. Still plenty of time. Got changes to be made. My worry is, again, we haven't created anything. We haven't not tested the goalkeeper. Yeah. We have not created anything clear-cut. Wigan have been really comfortable defensively. I can think of only a couple of times where we've had good moves down the wings to get in behind them, but quality of the crossing's not been good enough. And credit to them, they've defended well.
Willie G says, not a bad plan. The conference days are enough to make me cry. It was like watching school teams. Yeah. It
was.
It's not a high level.
It was. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. The worst thing about the conference is the fact that every year we were expected to win it, and winning the conference is so hard because you got such little margin. But Sykes is in behind with a chance to get the ball in the box. It's behind everyone, and Wigan can clear it. But Oxford have won it back. Goran did really well. Can Ford play in Sykes? No, he can't, and Wigan can clear again. God, is it going to be one of these things? Oh, Sykes again. Sorry. God, that was like Oxford. It's a bit of ping pong at the moment. Again, a ball into the box. Winnow is beaten to the ball again, and Wigan can clear. Oxford again keep it alive through long. This attack's just not ending at the moment. So it's Barker, out to Ruffles. Go on, Barker, run at him. Ruffles down the line. Can he get a ball in? He can. It's a good cross. And it's headed behind. Has Winnow just fouled him? I think he might have done. So a goal kick. It's either a goal kick or a free kick to Wigan. And again, good play by Oxford. Good opportunities created, but nothing clear cut, nothing clinical we could carve out for anybody. But if that is the pressure we're going to put on them, then it's encouraging signs. We need to.
Daniel Roberts says you just need to put on shot on target, and it will go through their awful goalkeeper. He also says it's not fun when you travel to Chelsea and Spurs away and lose 9-0 and 9-1. The one against.
Sure. I do it. I mean, obviously, that is the thing, isn't it? Is like everybody that plays in the lower league will just think, well, you were in the Premier League, you should be happy, but nobody wants to see your side getting
that
tonked.
Chelsea game. That was in a Christmas break, wasn't it, or something? Either like between Christmas and New Year's, or maybe right before Christmas. I remember watching that game and just being like in shock it was happening. Rovers Till I Die says, "Are you American?" What made you think that?
Faux American. American.
What made you possibly think that?
But no, I'm not. But thank you for asking.
Wheelie G says, in fact, I think that match we won against Halifax 6-1 was the one I went onto the pitch after the game with Timmy Mallett's son to meet Jim Smith.
Mallet.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Neil Stewart Davies says, my highest score ever seen was 5-1 versus Sheffield United in 1984.
No, I've got it. It's way back. Oxford 5, Portsmouth 5 at the Manor Ground. That was the highest scoring one.
That is a barn burner.
And it was made all the sweeter because Oxford were like down 3-0, 4-1, 5-2, and came back to get the. Oh, Winnell's in behind. He's onside.
Has he blown it?
He doesn't have a left fucking foot, is what he doesn't have, Thomas. Is he was clear on goal to get a strike in on his left foot, and he stops and cuts it back on his right, and by that time the defender comes back and makes a great block. He could have squared it. Jeremiah Sykes is going nuts in the middle. I don't blame Winnell for wanting to shoot there, but man, that's when you need an Ian Allen left peg there.
That's pretty poor, Ian. It's pretty poor.
Get in there. Get it. It's encouraging signs that we've woken up finally in this game, and we do have a corner. So we're keeping the pressure on.
I think it's really time for Taylor to get on, if we're being honest.
I think it could be time for Taylor, and that corner goes straight into the arms of this supposed rubbish goalkeeper Jones, who catches very easily.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so the Leeds game is still 4-2. Excellent. All right, let me just click through that. Right, more things people have said, because I'm falling behind. G Money says it sounds like cheese, a cheese dream, or a mushroom trip. Mike Fox says Wigan's goalie has made the most saves in the league. Yet that's one of those like weird statistics, though, in that the team that concedes the most goal tends to have the goalkeepers that have the most saves. You get that a lot in the Premier League, that the bottom 4 teams, their goalkeepers make the most saves, but then you watch Ramsdale and realize you don't want them in goal for you. Dermot Welps, that's right, Ian, I managed to get a dig in on him, even though we're not even doing the Premier League.
So chance of Sykes running down the wing, but he's overran it and fouls the Wigan guy, and it's another promising situation fizzles out. But I mean, last 5 minutes, Oxford have played pretty well. I'd say it's starting to, it's win for it. This game ain't over yet, folks.
Dermot Welch, Wigan will win now. This is where we strive to park the bus and don't let anyone past half the team are overweight. That this is their dream. None are back 5 now. Don't have to. Yeah, basically that this is how they win games. PJ Simpson says we need to stay positive. We do indeed. Super fan. PJ Simpson, you are correct.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those games where you're almost glad that the fans aren't in the Kassam Stadium, because they would just be moaning at every missed pass. They'd be moaning at every missed shot, and Longy's just nearly miscontrolled the ball out for a corner, and that's the thing. At least now you'd be like the players can play still with a little bit of not that constant moaning and pressure on them.
Owen the Rail.
But we are seeing subs.
Owen, who's coming? Hold, let me just get this one out, and then you can tell us the subs. Owen the Rail says they scored with their only shot on target. That's the usual Oxford. This is Oxford kind of reverting to the beginning of the season. It's the same with the Doncaster game, but we'll get to that in a second because there are substitutes happening.
Yeah, it looks like both sides are making a sub, but it looks like Elliot Lee has come on. I saw Alex Goran walking off the pitch, and it looks like Shadipo's coming on as well. I imagine that is probably going to be for Brandon Barker, just because I don't think he's got 90 minutes in him yet, and he's been really quiet in this second half anyway. So changes that needed to be made, but yeah, surprising that no Taylor again.
This is weird. Pessimistic Brother Allen says Wigan look comfortable so far, and Robert Mills says Carl underestimated Wigan. He would much rather the 3 points than a win on Tuesday. I think that if Taylor starts on Tuesday, it shows that this guy does not actually. He's messed up. It's straight up. It's just he's messed up. He's picked badly. And this might be the second time in 3 games he's made poor team decisions that have cost the team a match, which is unfortunate because he's been relatively good for most of the year on stuff like this. But the Doncaster game with Shadipo and now this is a bit...
Okay, cross into the box again. Well won. It's come out to Elliot Lee. Winnell chests it down well on the edge of the box. Comes out to Ruffles. Good cross. Winnell stoops for a header when it was literally down by his knees and ends up heading it backwards. But here's Shadipo for the first time into the game with an opportunity to cross, and it nearly gets through to Mark Sykes, but it's cleared out for a throw-in. But putting the pressure on now finally. You can't say Oxford haven't done all right in the last 5 or 10 minutes. We just got to start getting a bit more work in the goal.
Mike Fox agrees. He says Wigan look good. Lord Lucan says there's more excitement here than the live match. That's why you come here, Lord, because we are the hype train. Alex,
corner to Oxford United. I still haven't seen who came off for the sub, so I'll try and work on that while this goes on.
I will keep talking.
But Oxford have a corner.
There's more excitement here. Alex Duncan says, thoughts on Tuesday game versus Tranmere. I'm a Tranmere fan. We've won 5 out of the last 6. We will get back to that, Alex. But in general, we think Oxford will edge it. But we really don't know. I mean, if Taylor plays, they might score a couple. But Tranmere are doing really well, and we said we thought you have a great chance to be back in League One.
So from that corner, Winnell won the header, but it went harmlessly over the bar, and now a Wigan player is down with, I can only assume, to be a broken spine. But no, he's up. He's okay. He's all right.
Yep. Namasaya says goal, but there isn't one.
Just Tranmere game, I did touch on it. I mean, it's, as I say, it is a difficult one because you don't know who's going to rest players. I'll be amazed if either side is going to be at full strength. I still would back Oxford to edge a tight game too.
Grandstand Better says, what do you prefer to watch, a 1-0 win or a 3-0 draw? Matt, I'm going to tell you right now, if it's my team playing, always a win. Always a win. If it's not my team playing, 3-0 draw sounds great.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, also as well, it depends on the side of the draw you fall on. If you're the side that's leading and you give up the lead, then no. If you can come back and then it's not, then it can be pretty good.
Namasiah says goal again. No idea why. Dermot Welch, how did he miss? How do your players not know or realize Jamie Jones is a pie with legs? I'm assuming Jamie Jones is the goalkeeper now.
No, he's the mascot. He's the one that wears the pie costume. Cross into the box. It's a good one, and it's a goal.
Go! Boom!
Oh,
woo!
boys. Sam Winnell with the goal. Really good cross in, looped into the far post, and I'm just going to say I do apologise to you Wigan fans. We're not gloating, but thank God. Great ball in from Brandon Barker. Really, really good cross. And Winnell finally got some space. And that is Sam Winnell. That's what the player we wanted to sign. A guy who's going to be like Taylor in and around the box, getting little converting chances exactly like
your
that.
£50
headed
super
in
chats
from about
in.
6 yards. But I don't know where Matthew Bowden is. But boom!
Right. It's time.
And as we haven't said our rule yet, we do have a strict rule on this channel of every goal is a £50 super chat for everybody and £100 for every other comment.
Right, it's time for me to quickly read through these because there's like 3 pages of comments. We're not going to be able to get to everything. Roger Cantel, yes. 1-1 Neil Stewart Davies, goal. Robert Allen, boom. Aaron Vickers, goal. Willie G, goal. Yes. Sam Fenton, goal. Yes. Reaper 49ers, come on here because I'm still waiting for an Oxford win to win £32,000 on an accumulator. Come on, Oxford. Reaper 49ers, we're
you've got to be kidding
you,
me.
mate.
You've got
pulling for you right now. I don't know what you've done, but
oh my God! I mean, that is
I
can't even imagine the
stress. Lord Lucan, goal.
Yeah.
Sam Fenton always knew Winnell over Taylor was a good shout. Yep. Venotic.
Oh, I never doubted.
Get in. Reaper 49ers. Just as I wrote that, they score. Come on, Oxford. One more. Up the bloody yellows.
Here goes Elliot Lee playing in Sykes. Sykes with a shot. Oh, and that's just gone over the bar. I think that is a touch behind by the Pie Man in goal. I think that's actually a brilliant save by Jones in goal there. But that was Elliot Lee playing in Sykes. Sykes with a cheeky little nutmeg drills a shot in from 30 yards. And the keeper was heading into the top corner and the keeper had to tip it over. But Oxford piling on the pressure now. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see, Yellows fans. Maybe we don't need to bring Taylor on. Maybe Taylor's past it. Maybe Taylor's a hack.
This is the Ian Allen I want. This is what you come here for. Hashtag hot takes. Daniel
keeper's made a mess of it. And it's headed behind. Is it going to be another corner? No, it's a goal kick. But keeper made a real hash of that one. He nearly went from hero to villain there. But unfortunately, Moore didn't have a free header and couldn't put it in.
Grandstand Bettors asked if I prefer a pitching duel or a home run derby. And Matt, I love a pitching duel. I love it like a guy to get like 14 or 15 Ks. The Kerry Wood performance with 20 strikeouts is majestic and remains one of the best days ever. Daniel Roberts, get asked all the time if I'd give up winning the FA Cup to still be in the Prem. Not a chance. Once in a lifetime thing. Amazing day at Wembley. Yeah, I think the FA Cup you would be a lot happier with than the Papa John's World Championships. Dermot Welch says Watson. Robert Mills says Wigan playing so well. Think they'd be easy is crazy. Play our best team for league and less for cup, but there's still time. Neil Stewart Davies says Long isn't playing. Robert Allen says Goran and Kelly are off. That's helpful because we couldn't figure that out, could we?
Thank you. Yeah. Couldn't be too soon. What has Leo Kelly contributed to this game?
What has he contributed to the season? Why is he playing? He's contributed nothing to the season.
Why is Liam Kelly playing? Could you not have played Mark Sykes in the middle and played Adji on the wing today?
Mike Fox says Wigan have a couple good players and he hopes they survive because of what happened to them in the summer. I think we're all kind of pulling for Wigan in that respect. Dermot Welch, Doo-Doo is on and you are now doomed. This is going to be a class.
Literally, probably the only thing they've done wrong is maybe score too early, which has kind of woken Oxford up a little bit.
Willie G, those are the halftime stats. I should probably take them off. Actually, I totally forgotten they were there. But I'm sure Ian can update us with some more stats.
It's the only stat that matters is that Oxford have had more throw-ins in the opposing half.
Yeah, doo-doo's on, so this game's going to shit.
Sykes trying to play in Ruffles, but it's intercepted. It comes out to Barker, who's got a bit of space to run at them now. He's got to try to get to the byline. No, he's cut inside. Now he gets to the byline. It's to Shadipo, and it's crowded out, and Ruffles crowded out shot.
Oxford have woken up.
Oxford have kept it alive, though. Cross into the box. And Sam Winnell stretching. I think it was either Winnell or Lee, and it was Winnell. Stretching, off balance, heads it behind. Pressure's mounting, though, Yellows fans.
This is it. This is what we've been waiting all game for. Lewis Hunt, this is just some more tag-ons to the bottom of this. Says Yellows, Joel Mandrell, let's go. Roger Cantel motoring now. It's nearly 2. Dermot Welch, Wigan in trouble. They definitely are. Are you celebrating?
I'm celebrating the fact that we've got people saying, come on, let's go.
Cool. PJ Simpson says, Uno Mas, and there's the boom. Venotic says, come on, you Yellows. Grandstand Better says, goal by Winnell. Who predicted that? Smiley face. Dermot Welch, oh dear, come on, Wigan. Need to start fighting again. Need to get back to praying. That's right, Dermot. Get back to it.
Did he answer the question?
Which question?
Who did predict it?
I'm assuming that he did.
But he didn't answer the question, though, did he?
No, he didn't answer the question. Good point, Ian. No, he did not.
Don't tell us who predicted it.
Dermot.
And who is Smiley Face?
Dermot Welch says Pieman has multiple mistakes in it. Lewis Hunt says, got a good feeling.
Wigan with a shot which goes miles wide. That was actually a better opportunity than the fullback should have done. Actually came in and carved it wide. If he had a bit more composure, then Wigan had an opportunity to get in there. Oxford slightly let off the hook. And again, Oxford seemed to get undone by quite basic play. Like just long balls up the field, sometimes really they seem like rabbits in the headlights.
That does have that effect. In a second, Venotic, I'm going to get to your question, but quickly, Joel Mandrell. God, I love calling you the wrong name, but Joel says, squeaky bum time. Reaper 49er says, who's looking the stronger team? Do I have a chance for my Oxford win and £32,000?
I would say, at the moment, and this is me, you remember I am an Oxford fan, very biased, yellow glasses on and all that. Oxford are looking the more likely to get this winning goal. That being said, both of us have watched enough football to know that that Wigan could easily get could get a sucker punch in this one too.
Definitely. And Venotic asks, who would you vote for as your best player this season?
Go on, Elliot Lee. Got a chance to get a cross in. He's toying with a defender. Going, jinking back and forward, and then messes it up, really. He had one of those ones where he had a couple of opportunities to cross it in, but he kept going back, cutting in and out to try and get a better opportunity. And when he actually did get the chance, another defender got across to him. But sorry for interrupting, Tom. You have the floor.
I was just saying, Venotic asked, who would you vote for as the best player so far this season for the Oxford United?
Sam Long.
Shamley. Yeah, sure. Grandstand Bettors. Matt, honestly, don't do this because you know how he's going to respond to this.
Barker on a run. Plays it out to Ruffles on the side with Brannigan. Brannigan curls it into the box. It's a free header. And I got it wrong. Who was on the other wing? I think it was Ford. And Brannigan put the ball into Ruffles. And Ruffles had more time than what he thought. And he's headed it straight at the keeper. But he could have brought that down on his chest and kept that move alive. So not the best play by Mr. Oxford United there. What did Matthew say?
He says the same guy who predicted over 1.5 goals in the second half, which I know, Ian, so I'm just going to say it for you. Yeah, but who predicted that?
You don't have to say it with such attitude, Thomas.
Dermot Welch says, this tense doesn't matter who is playing better. Everything, either way, it's luck.
Taylor.
The Man Mountain, Will Keane, always has a goal in him. And Reaper 49er says, thanks for the reply, and come on, you Yellows. That's right, Reaper 49er. Come on, you Yellows.
Yeah.
Ah!
So Sam Winnell off. Well done,
Taylor.
Sam Winnell. Very important goal. But the gun striker is on now in Matty
the Pistolo
Taylor,
owner,
who hasn't scored for a while. He hasn't scored since the game against Bristol Rovers at home. So He needs a goal. He wants a
He's
goal.
thirsty. He's hungry.
And we need you. We need you to provide.
Give
Matthew.
us.
Once again, Robinson very adverse to playing two strikers.
Which is incredible because, like, I know I've said this multiple times, and technically they don't have to win this, but they have to win this game. Like, the fixtures get harder from here, not easier. This is a game that.
It's definitely points dropped, isn't it? It's points dropped. But still, you'd say there's still over 10 minutes left with injury time and in this never-ending game. And Oxford continue to press forward. Barker's played it out to I don't like when Taylor takes up positions on the wide right or
he
wide
does do
left.
it a fair amount as well.
Get in the box, stay in the fucking box.
100%.
But Barker can cross, but he doesn't cross. He decides to run down the line, and I thought that had happened. Like I thought that would hit. Oxford won a corner, but I thought like for the second or third time, Barker's got to the byline and he hit it against a Wigan player, only for it to come back off him and go for a goal kick. But Oxford have got the corner this time. Just can we get that cheap
That's what
goal?
we need. We need that cheap goal.
Elliot Lee on the edge of the box.
Goal, Oxford? Is there a goal?
Shush. Let's just see. They get a ball in.
Boom, baby!
Come on! Elliot Moore with the goal.
Huge.
I'll explain it in just a second,
Huge.
but hang on one moment.
We've lost Ian. Oxford are winning. Let's get hyped, people. This is great. Again, Wigan supporters, I'm sorry, but this is big for Oxford. They needed this goal. They really need to get up to the playoffs, and they're doing well with this. There he is! Come on, right? Tell us about the goal.
Thank you for spoiling it. Always a good spoiler. And sorry to our Wigan friends. We do apologise. We're not being mean to you. But a ball played in and they didn't deal with it very well. And Elliot Moore made himself a nuisance in there, won a second ball, and he was able to just tuck it past the pie man in goal, who didn't really have a chance of it. And as I stand by it, it's 2-1 to Oxford at the moment. We haven't won the game, but I would say the biggest mistake Wigan did was probably scoring 2 early in this match.
They angered the beast. Right, really quickly, Umaro Adano was the one who said goal. Great call, you heard it first. Roger Cantel, yes, again. 2-1 to the U's. Noah Hay, who to? Noah Hay, yes! Dermot Welch lies.
Wigan break forward. Wigan have a corner, though. Good response by them. I think it was the guy that's come off the bench, actually. He wriggled free, but Oxford got across. And Oxford have to be strong here. Don't switch off. Give away anything stupid.
Sam Fenton says goal. Neil Stewart, more. Lewis Hunt, please. No, hey, more. Jake Green, haha, yes. Lewis Hunt, yes. Amaro Adano, yes. Robert Allen, boom. Noah Hay, big man, more.
Or cheer more when this corner gets cleared, which is not cleared yet, but Elliot Lee can smash it out for a throw-in. It's not completely cleared, but good enough for now.
Lewis Hunt.
Yeah, it's going to be a hairy old 5 minutes now, though, isn't it? I mean,
let me finish.
Got nothing to lose now. They got nothing to lose now. They can bomb the ball into the box.
Yeah,
like they do, but it's cleared away. Let's see if Oxford can get up the field. Smashed clear by Matt Sykes for Shodipo to chase, and he doesn't get there. Nearly fouls the guy, but doesn't. And come on, that's a free kick. Free kick to Oxford on the halfway line. One of those ones I moaned about how a lack of contact shouldn't be given as a foul, but Oxford get on the beneficial. Oxford are on the right side of that decision, so I say, well done, referee.
No, hey, big man, more. Lewis Hunt, get in there. Samuel Fenton, yes. Reaper 49ers, 32,000, all mine. Woohoo! Reaper, feel free to.
What is that? What is that? Five goals for Elliot Moore now this season. Great. He's done really well.
Roger return. Reaper 49er, maybe super chat us some of that. We're here with you. We're enjoying it. Throw some of that gold towards everybody's opinions. William, sorry.
Yeah, if you have a cash out function though, I'll be tempted to take it, but Hansen coming on for Oxford, Wigan making a couple of subs themselves. Good decision, actually, I think, from Robbo to bring Hansen on because they've already taken Goran off, so you need that holding midfield player back in there, I think.
William G, EIEIO, yes. Lewis Hunt, well done. Reaper, Willie G, come on, Oxford. Joe Mandro, yes. Dermot Welch, oh dear, oh dear. PJ Simpson, una más, por favor. Hey, Venotic, let's go. Dermot Welch, Wigan goal. Is it?
Oh. says now I don't have permission to play this video. What are you talking about? My live stream's just gone off.
Oh, well, that is not ideal. I will endeavor to keep up to date with the score. You back? We good?
We're back. Hastily had to put it on mute. Just came up, said you don't have permission to play this video. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I do. But I'm just going to throw it out there. For me, I would have been happy with a 6-0 Wigan win because that would have shown improvement from the last time we played.
Dermot Welch says Wigan goal, but obviously we know they haven't gotten a goal yet. Roger Cantel, it's squeaky bum time. PJ Simpson, don't jinx it, dude. It is going to be a nervous end to this game. Expect Ian to literally just start sweating buckets now.
Yeah, a couple of subs for Oxford. It looked like Brandon Barker's coming off, which is understandable. I didn't see who the other player was that came on, but I will tell you.
G-Money is pointing out that there's not an actual goal.
Racing making his league debut for Oxford, coming on to. I don't know whether he's going to come on and play wide left. That's another defensive-minded substitution, which I'm not against. Put it that way. Hopefully, we're probably about with injury time. There's probably 5 or 6 minutes left. Oxford will throw in, and now, not surprisingly, Oxford are in deciding. No rush.
Dermot Welch says he's no longer praying for a Wigan goal. He's praying for another fire, and you know what? It could very easily happen.
I know how you feel, mate. I was praying for a fire when we were 1.
Joel says he doesn't mind my mispronunciations, which is very, very kind of him. Reaper 49er, don't worry, Wigan didn't score. Very quickly, thank you to all of you who are on this. We tend to have to get off the stream quite quickly at the end, so we can go make a review video of which Ian just screams about how great Oxford are for 10 minutes. But thank you for being here. Please do check out all our other content. We release stuff basically Monday to Saturday, and then we live stream every Saturday for the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Obviously, this one got forced to today because of a frozen pitch alongside half of the matches and stuff being cancelled. But please be with us every Saturday. We love having you here. It's so much more fun doing it like this than
Elliot Lee, edge of the box with a shooting chance. It's a good effort, but he's dragged it just a bit wide. But Oxford again still pushing forward, trying to get that third goal. And it was 2-1 at the DW Stadium, I think, earlier on in the season, and that was a different kind of game where Oxford were 2-0 up and Wigan got a late goal, and then it was nervy. So it's going to be a nervy finish again in this one. But Oxford have won a free kick for a foul on Moore and can just try and kill it.
Manil's sad because he's lost his bet, but I did say bet on Oxford. I did say it. They did it. Lord Lucan says there's another fire. I can see it. Really, really hope there's not another fire.
Could be.
Even if there is, Carl Robinson's going to make him finish it, even if the entire ground is burning down around him, because they've only got to climb a fence to get out.
Like send the youth team out with a fire blanket. Taylor can't bring the ball down under control, otherwise he would have got a shooting chance. So far, got to say, disappointed in Matt Taylor. No, I'm only kidding.
Lord Lucan says it's okay. They're burning rubbish next door. Robert Mills says Wigan got tired trying to keep their pace up. Manil's laughing.
They got tired.
Roger Cantel says thanks.
I don't know. I don't agree that they got tired. I just think that Oxford just put the pressure on them and they forced a mistake. The first goal I would say was a really good ball in and a good header. There's not a lot you can do about that. Second goal, they should have defended it better.
Ollie Hunt says, blow the whistle. Roger Cantel thanks us, and everyone for chatting.
Taylor with half a chance, and he's offside, and the shot was terrible, so I'm sure he could use the excuse of, I knew I was offside. Awful shot.
Reaper 49er says there's a £1 bet on a 20-match accumulator ending with an Oxford game for £32,000. I'm buzzing inside. Only thing is I can't spend it. Where should I go on holiday? To the moon? Definitely. And also, Reaper,
mate,
super chatters,
if that is
baby.
true, then that is absolutely amazing.
Fantastic.
Well done. I mean, it isn't in yet, so I don't want to jinx it at all. I'll tell you what, if you take a picture of your betting slip and send it in to us, we will put it. We will give you a shout out on the video for sure.
Lewis Hunt says fire in the West Stand. Joel says great job, Reaper. Atif Gill says, man of the match today. We'll get to that in a second. Ollie Hunt says, congratulations, Reaper. Invest in silver. Ian, assuming this ends 2-1, who is your Sky Bet League One man of the match?
I don't think you'll have that. Again, it's an Oxford game where I haven't seen a huge amount of quality from the Oxford boys. I thought that I think that Sykes, and I think Sykes has played well. I thought Barker's done okay. I thought Anthony Ford's done quite well at fullback. They've linked up quite well. Goran's been pretty strong in the middle. So as he hasn't had a game in a while, let's give it to Jeremiah
Yeah,
Sykes.
it's about time. Daniel Roberts going to be a disappointing result for us, but wasn't expecting much from a good side. Been fun, lads. Thanks for the stream. Good luck for the rest of the season. Daniel Roberts, you too, mate. Thank you. All of you who've come on who are Wigan fans, thank you for joining in. Thank you for giving us a different voice as well. It's been really fun to have you. Please do check the channel. We produce a shed load of content, and I think I like Wigan more now, and I will be predicting some wins for them from now on because that they've impressed me.
Every team we play, we get a better affiliation for them, Thomas.
We do.
But there's 4 minutes of added on time, and we are in just about coming to the end of the second minute. So Oxford do have a throw-in on about the halfway line. So trying to just kill this game off piece by piece. I will just say before we do go off air, and I admit I will hopefully not jinxing this. Again, we've had two difficult games in terms of the way they've panned out. It looked like there were two winnable games on paper this week in Bristol Rovers and Wigan, and they've not been straightforward in any way, shape or form. And we've found different ways to win both of them. So that is extremely encouraging off the back of the disappointing defeat to Doncaster. As always, adage is if you play badly and lose, that is a decent side, or a sign of a decent side.
Ollie Hunt says we're going up, Wickham are going down. Dermot Welch says good stream. Oh no. Ian, what's happening in the game?
There's a minute to go. It's a throw into Oxford, so I don't know if if anyone is ahead and Wigan have scored, then I'm going to cry. But don't spoil anything till the full-time whistle, Thomas. So if you do see anything in the chat, minute to go.
Nothing's happened. But they are talking about Dodo, and that would be shit, wouldn't it? Joel says, first time on this stream is really fun. Good job, guys. I'll definitely be back. Thank you, Joel. It's really good to have you. Definitely do come back.
Please do. Next weekend's a big game. I think away at Ipswich. That should be a cracker. Come and join us. 2:45 on Saturday. We won't be able to stream the midweek games, unfortunately, but it's a 6 o'clock kickoff, so we should be able to get a review video out at the very least. But 30 seconds to go, and it's Wigan who have the ball in possession, but they're not moving it forward particularly quickly. They come over the halfway line now with a long diagonal ball out to the wing, which their winger will keep in, and he's got a chance to run at Ruffles here. Gets the cross in. It's not cleared, and I think Atkinson's just bought a cheap free kick, and I think that will do it for the Yellows. Very well done.
Reaper says, thanks, guys. It's been emotional. Lewis Hunt says, Dermot, my heart. Lord Lucan says, stop being condescending. Wigan were rubbish up front. Just pack the defence. I'm impressed that Wigan in the first half.
Why is it condescending?
No, I also think they...
What did you expect them to do? Come and play fucking Dutch toast?
They also created a bunch of chances for themselves in the first half, and for at least the first 15 to 20 minutes, seemed like they were going to be on top. They started the second half better than Oxford started the second half.
Yeah, Oxford came back in this game really well, and they've just won it. Fantastic win! Come on. But let's be fair, they had to be sparked into life by a Wigan goal in this one, but a fantastic comeback from Oxford. Thank you. I'm sure Tom will do this as well, but thank you very much to everyone that was on the stream. We really appreciate it, and we will check out the channel for the other content. We'll have our Oxford review video up at some time.
Yeah, I'm quickly going to do the comments, and thank you guys, but this is the last time I do the comments. So, Venotic, you two are so much fun. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. G-Money says, always good watching the match with you lads. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you next weekend. We will see you next weekend, Willie G. Roger Cantel, we win. Bring on Tranmere. Bye. Grandstand Bettors, did you just end with an Ackington? Yeah, I think he ended with an Aki. Atif Gift says 68% possession today and 17 shots to 7. Decent performance. Neil Stewart, thanks, lads. Until next time, take care. Noah Hay, thanks for the stream, guys. Good win. Come on, you Yellows. Thank you all so much. Great call and stay positive. Thanks, says PJ. Thank you for being here, PJ. Really, big shout out to Shepard the Sixth, Robert Allen, Christina Allen, PJ Simpson, and Matt Uranka at Grandstand Bettors for the support you've given us by super chatting. We really appreciate it. Thank you for helping us and being part of this. We've loved it. Check out our content. There'll be a review later this evening. There's going to be content out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a live stream next Saturday. Love you all. We will see you very soon.
Accrington Stanley are beating